Are quite underwhelming. It took forever for Wang Hao to even twitch in that crater. Back at the shop, Nadia felt a spark of recognition. Wait, why does he look so familiar? I've seen him somewhere. A holy night. Then it hit her. She gasped to her friend, realizing he was Zhou Yi, the star of the exchange games. Her friend looked on in total shock. That makes sense in his girlfriend. That's the famous Jiang Qiran. He heard the whispers while wiping his mouth. He was absolutely stunned. A freshman. You have got to be kidding me. As they walked off, Wang Hao's ego seethed. Zhou Yi, you got lucky today, but I'll have my revenge. I'll get you back. And that woman, Jiang Qiran, my family will make her pay for this humiliation. Next morning, the campus was buzzing under a bright sun. As Zhou Yi's team arrived, the student body erupted in excited whispers. Check it out. It's the Su Hong elite squad. There's Zhou Yi. He's way more handsome in person than on TV. And Goddess Jiang, she looks amazing. Her outfit is perfection. My heart can't take it. Wang smiled, loving the warm reception. Huge thanks for the wonderful hospitality, Qingjing University. Meanwhile, Chengtian smiled politely, while internally fuming over his loss. Suhong University really swept the competition this year. We were just the minor stepping stones for your epic level-up journey. Grinning like a proud dad, he chuckled humbly. Oh, you're too kind. After all, the fun of competition always comes first. Friendship is number 1. Haha, exactly, and I guess I'm number 3. They laughed as the mages powered up the warp gate. All right, everyone, step into the magic circle. The mages shouted, activate, while Xiaolin gave a friendly little goodbye wave. See ya, Xiaolin. She beamed back. Next time, Xiaolin. Everyone shared some warm words before the magic light swallowed them up. I'm winning next time. Dream on bye-bye. Then with a blinding flash, the whole group vanished into the glowing portal. A moment later, they touched down in their own campus hall. Wang Hejiang stood there ready to hug our rising stars. Welcome home, champions. The crowd roared. Principal Shu and Dean Song looked like they just won the lottery themselves. The news is blowing up over our big win. Sei smiled, telling everyone their grinding finally paid off in the best way. Time for the loot. The principal started the award ceremony, proving which school really has the best training meta through battle. Legendary feats deserve legendary rewards. He called 5 names, reminding everyone that even the substitutes were total most valuable players. You all showed some serious skill out there, he boomed. For that, everyone gets 5,000 school credits each. Everyone froze in shock. To put that in perspective, a high-level Abyss Goblin raid only costs 500 credits to enter. That's 10 whole dungeon runs. A regular student would have to grind daily quests for a year to see that much bank. The rewards kept coming. Jiang Qiran's song. Xiaolan, step up. Wei Qin and Tongling Shi, you guys were absolutely incredible. You've earned 20,000 credits. They cheered happily. Finally, it was time for the real star Zhou Yi to take the stage. As our captain, you took gold in both solo and team events. You totally crushed top-tier rivals like Wang Xuan, Aber, Stostad. You carried the team during that intense survival round. So here's the grand jackpot, 100,000 credits. Zhou Yi's eyes turned into credit symbols. 100,000. The crowd collectively lost their minds at that insane number. That's like 3 billion regular coins, someone yelled. Jiang Jia just sighed. Who taught you math? It's worth way more than that. You could buy multiple S-rank divine skills. Why settle for coins when you can grab legendary powers from the school vault? Hangbin was speechless. With that kind of budget, even a pet pig could level up into a mythical legendary dragon. Shujiang gave him a friendly smack on the head. Don't call Brother Ye a pig, he yelped, rubbing his sore noggin. That's not what I meant, he whined. This is just crazy. But hey, our Brother Ye earned every single credit through hustle. Zhou Yi was already planning his shopping spree. Perfect. I was running low on funds, but now I'm ready for the raid. Next up, the Twisted Tree Grove Dungeon. It's a level 23 zone. I'll definitely have to scout that place out later. After the party, Wang Hui spoke to the team. Our school treats its winners right. Now go get some well-deserved rest, legends. A cheerful yes, sir echoed through the hall. As they left, the man paused and asked politely, Something on your mind? Zui paused. Sir, I've been wondering about something. The teacher nodded knowingly. Is this about Headmaster Fang of Qingkang? He nodded, but Wang Hui wasn't ready to spill the beans. This whole situation was way too messy for a student now. Even the big bosses didn't have all the facts. It was safer to stay quiet, but Zhu Yi's next comment frozen him. What if I'm already involved? The boy asked. The teacher turned stunned as Zhu Yi literally sliced a hole into the void. My void beast says those captors weren't even human, he explained. Does this link to Fang Ha? The teacher asked in awe. I thought you were just trying to survive that fight. I never guessed you had enough mana left to actually tame it. Seeing his student's progress, Wang Hui stopped holding back. He reached into his robes and pulled out an ancient, mysterious book. Okay, here's the truth. Fang is actually a pseudo-human. The boy tilted his head, feeling puzzled. Wait, a pseudo-what now? The teacher flipped through pages of ancient runes. Pseudo-humans are half-demon hybrids, twisted creations of the terrifying chaos god himself. They look like us, but their hearts are purely demonic. They're monsters serving chaos. Wang Hui explained, showing him the evidence. The beast's attack was Fang's dark offering. He thrives on the death and mayhem that the chaos god loves so much. Sui thought back to the news. Wait, so does that mean he's dead? The teacher sighed, shaking his head gently. That's just the official story. In reality, he shed his skin, fully embraced the chaos, and slipped right past the investigators. Wang Hui looked his student in the eye. Juyi, why do you think Fang chose the exchange tournament for his strike? The boy didn't skip a beat. Because it gathers all the top-tier freshmen from across the entire country in one spot. A disaster there would be devastating for everyone. The teacher nodded. True, but that's only one small piece of the puzzle. That mysterious wasteland actually holds a fracture in the Chaos God's ancient cell. He recalled those old-fashioned fables. It got that name a millennium ago during a massive Beast Clan war. But things got wild when the Chaos Lord showed up. A fight for survival erupted. That spooky deity wanted to use the rift to crash our nice peaceful world. By teaming up, the Beast clans sealed him away. Sadly, they vanished too. Juyi listened, feeling the heavy mood. Feng uses that void beast to sniff out the rift. If he sees you've tamed it, he's coming for you. Suddenly, a magic circle glowed beneath them. Wang Hui let out a long, exhausted sigh. Years ago, our guild found a godly angelic manual. I planned to give it to you later, but why wait? They soon reached the guild's massive treasure vault. His teacher led the way inside with a cheerful, friendly grin. This vault is the guild's very heart. It protects legendary artifacts behind layers of super tough magical shielding. 2 level 60 legendary Earthwalker lions guard the door. The teacher even shared some funny little secrets. Forbidden runes cover the gate. These symbols catch and fire back any unauthorized magic. Talk about a nasty surprise. Even a top-tier master couldn't break through. Yang Ba blinked as they walked up, and Wang Hui waved happily. Old Yang, is it your turn to watch the vault? He shrugged. Yeah, but someone else takes over tomorrow. Great timing. Let's go get a drink soon. Nearby, Juyi carefully sized the older man up. His aura felt stronger than the principal's, a true third transition pro. Finally, the teacher explained their visit. Hand over that holy lightning manual. The guard caught on fast. Oh, is this for your new star pupil? Wang Hui laughed, introducing Juyi. This is my old war buddy, Yang Ba. We've seen some crazy stuff together. The boy bowed politely. The veteran recognized him immediately. I saw your match. You're a real rising star, young man. Juyi rubbed his neck, feeling a bit bashful. You're too kind. While powering up, he joked about being modest. Act too small and bullies will pick on you, Wang Hui cut in. Stop with the lectures, old Yangs. You're always preaching. No wonder the kids find you annoying. Yang Ba laughed. Fine, ignore my wisdom then. He pulled a book from his spatial ring and handed it over. Here you go, kid. It's all yours. You've got plenty of skill points saved, right? Go ahead and learn it. He accepted it politely. Yes, sir. Checking his stash, he saw his daily rewards had piled up. Holding the book, he whispered, System activate. Instantly, the pages dissolved into brilliant light and flowed right into his mind. A 6-winged angel appeared with a golden blade. Triple S rank skill, learned Divine Thunder Apocalyptic Form. At level 1, it gives 50% status resistance and a lightning power-up for 14 seconds. A holy strike ended the vision. Another 100 points spent Triple S skill Blade of Divine Judgment learned. At level 1, you summon Sacred Thunder to charge your weapon for a lightning-fast strike of total destruction. Next, Golden Chains appeared. For another 100 points, he mastered Triple S rank, Chains of the Celestial Prison. At level 1, use Divine Lightning to jail enemies. While they chatted, Zhao Yi stood quietly behind them. Lightning suddenly wrapped around him as he floated up. A blinding light exploded from his very core. Thousands of wild lightning bolts shot out everywhere. This sudden blast totally flattened the surrounding ground. A thick dust cloud hid everything. Even the golden lion growled at the boom. He checked his system window. Divine Thunder activated effects fused with his sword talent. Lightning damage is up by 20%. He never guessed one book held 3 god-tier skills. He had seriously hit the jackpot today. As the storm died, Wang Hui walked over. Looks like you learned a lot. Angelic skills are top tier. But nobody understood his new overwhelming power better than the young hero himself. Such incredible strength and affinity. No wonder scions are elite. Yang Ba's take, however, was way more blunt. A plus rank is actually low for those divine races. They have skills way beyond S+. This shocked him. S+ isn't the limit, he asked as wine was poured. That rank is just the peak for humans. Divine science have powers that make S+ look tiny. Wang Hui had a plan for those new skills. I'll have someone show you around. With a snap, a graceful woman appeared. Ningxin bowed very politely. Elder Master, you called... He smiled. Deacon Wei, haven't you been dying to meet my star student? Well, here he is. This elegant lady was a top guild deacon. She reached out to him. Hello there, Student Zhou Yi. I'm Wei Ningxin, a deacon representing the noble Tianwu Guild. I hoped to catch you at school, but you'd already headed out. With a polite handshake, Zhou asked, Wait, were you searching for me? Wang Hai explained that Deacon Wei manages new recruitment. Apparently, she just can't resist when she spots a sparkling new talent like you. Yang Ba offered a friendly warning. Now, Zhou's just a freshman, so don't pester him. The master and I need to catch up. Why not show Zhou Yi around for a bit? Ningxin happily agreed, giving him the grand tour while explaining the basics. Our guild began 45 years ago, and this was our very first base. Surprisingly, many of our members actually live right here. Believe it or not, this place was once a wild, tangled forest. But after years of hard work and 5 big expansions, it's blossomed into this vibrant, bustling city. Taking in the view from the wall, she shared their exciting future plans. Expansion number 6 is coming soon. Suddenly, Zhou's sixth sense tingled. He looked up, his eyes widening as he witnessed something impossible. Right there, clinging to the towering cliff, was a magnificent silver dragon with every heavy step chunks of rock tumbled down. After finding a cozy spot, the great beast drifted back to sleep. Zhou gazed at the noble eastern dragon, feeling like a dreamer. You don't even see sights like this on the evening news? Ningxin beamed. That's our guild's very own proud guardian beast. Oh, he's been watching over us for 32 years now. Just don't get too close. He's a bit of a grouch when he's awake. Taking her advice to heart, Zhou looked back at the street. Seeing the massive lines, he wondered what everyone was doing. That's the tower. Our headquarters holds 3 unique dungeons. We offer gold epic and even legendary challenges for all our members. She then generously offered the newcomer a chance. Want to give it a try? Use my card. Zhou certainly wasn't going to refuse. Perfect, I've been itching to test my new gear. Ningxin watched her points drop and laughed. Zhou, you're totally shameless. Zapped inside a system alert flashed before his eyes. Entering nightmare difficulty. Welcome to the Sighing Plague Zone. In an instant, a sea of monsters locked onto him. Recommended levels 20 to 30, recommended party size 1 to 8. This cursed, plague-ridden land turns the living into the restless dead. Having lost their minds, they mindlessly swarm any living soul. Stage 1, the Tide of the Rotting Dead. Hideous level 20 zombies are already rushing in, ready to pounce and scratch. The level 22 elites can even use a paralyzing shriek. Suddenly, Zhou summoned brilliant golden lightning that danced around his hands. Thunderbolts flew everywhere. He's slicing through those zombies like he's playing a game of Fruit Ninja. Behold S-Rank Revelation Stance Level 1. This grants 50% status resistance and a massive lightning boost. Talk about a shocker. It only lasts 14 seconds, which is plenty. This stance actually pushes his power up a whole tier for a brief moment. Zhou masterfully makes every second count despite the limit. Even if level 1 only gives him a 14-second window, that's more than enough time to settle a real life or death struggle. Each strike is even more ferocious than the last, unleashing a swirling cyclone of pure golden lightning energy. He's certain this power could dominate this dungeon 10 times over. Suddenly a window appeared. Great job. You've cleared the first stage. 200 zombies, gone in 35 seconds. Path to Mutant Village is now open. He's delighted with this test. The power is fantastic. If he keeps leveling this, he'll be shredding mobs even faster. Stepping through the portal, Zhou had to pinch his nose. Phew, that stench. As Stage 2 Mutant Village begins, he decides to be careful. The smell is worse than Berserk Mountain, and visibility is dropping. In a spooky place like this, it's definitely better to be safe than sorry. Eerie noises echo as the portal's light fades away. This human smells awful, the monsters hiss. Unfazed Zhou pulls out his legendary weapon. In the shadows, the creeps chatter with excitement. Let's tear him apart, they growled hungrily. Another snack for my babies. This holy night smells like... virtue, disgusting. They honestly sounded like they were going to gag from his holy scent. But Zhou ended their trash talk. Found you, no more hiding. The dark mist cleared, revealing level 25 zombie hounds. One of them took the full force of his glowing sword right to the head. But these mangy mutts weren't alone. They were being controlled by a massive level 25 butcher zombie hiding right behind them. Sinister As. Bao, this big guy brandishes a giant cleaver while using whirlwind slashes. But a new challenge only makes Joe feel even more fired up. It's time to debut his latest skill, Divine Lightning, presenting S-Rank Punishment Edge Level 1. Heavenly bolts now coat his blade. This allows for a lightning-fast strike that deals incredible elemental damage to any poor monster in his path. In a heartbeat, he delivered a clean slash that split the butcher zombie right in half. Not bad, he thought. Much tougher than before, eeks. And yet that whole flashy display only took 2 seconds. The ground was literally split apart, leaving the other zombies in total shock. They froze for a second, probably rethinking their strategy before whispering to each other. Suddenly, another one let out a terrifying berserk roar. This sent every nearby monster into a total frenzy, making them charge with reckless bravery. Just as Joe expected, things were getting fun. The mob is all fired up now, and their trash talk is getting even bolder. That holy smell is sickening. Today you're going down human... How bold of a tiny human to stray so far. Chu-Yi just stood there wondering why these monsters always chat so much. He took a quick breath before hunting for loot. His S-rank flash sword unleashed a lightning-fast strike, dealing catastrophic mixed damage. The zombie hound mutated at a frightening pace, its fangs tearing through skin as its head split in a messy display. However, this nasty evolution didn't bother our polite hero one bit. In fact, he found the whole thing quite interesting. He leaped up, sending the hound flying with a graceful swing. Then a level 26 Plague Spreader released a spooky aura. Chu-Yi parried skillfully, just as the system warned him about the monster's toxic plague breath. If caught in this gas, the plague strikes instantly. Health drains every second, leaving the poor player paralyzed and quite helpless. With wonderful focus and a bit of grace, he expertly flipped his shining blade, catching the beast off guard and finishing it cleanly. Chu-Yi sighed politely, trying to shake the sticky slime off his hands. A voice announced, "Death resistance active. Rapid healing has started." He sheathed his sword and calmly checked his clever battle plan. Usually he'd pick a warhammer for range, but for close combat, he prefers his white blade skill before switching back again. Watching the zombie swarm, Chu-Yi felt a bit disappointed. Defeating 20 mobs in 1 minute. Honestly, that's just a tad slow. It wasn't very satisfying, to be honest. Perhaps the Ring of Heavenly Punishment needs a better target. Well, here goes nothing. He formed a seal, focusing his energy to awaken his true power. A bit of magic was perfect for this messy situation. Suddenly, his Holy Storm skill summoned a mighty tornado. Dozens of enemies were pulled into the cheerful, glowing swirl of light. System notice: you have successfully defeated the Butcher, the Spreader, and the Hound. Great job. As the alert flashed, Chu-Yi stepped through the portal. Congrats, you've cleared Stage 2 by defeating 100 zombies. With a record time of 1 minute 50, the passage is open. He observed the forbidden passage of wind, draped in gloom. A level 45 zombie priest strolled out, sounding quite posh. "You must be terribly confused about life's meaning, dear traveler." Creeping closer, the priest tried to plant a tiny seed of doubt. "Please do not be afraid of the unknown. The Divine One loves the lost." Chu-Yi wasn't buying it. The creature kept whispering, trying its best to convert him. "That is right. Under our Master's grace, we shall finally discover the wonderful truth of our very existence." The priest wove a spell. "Life is quite fragile, isn't it? Follow our deity for eternal life and break the cycle. It is a legendary honor, allowing you to surpass every commoner caught between the realms of life and death." The creature offered some bait. "Please drop that stubborn blade and walk with us. Together we shall enjoy never-ending blessings." This reward seemed to leave Chu-Yi feeling slightly conflicted. Seeing him finally hooked, the priest grinned with absolute delight. "That's right, dear boy, everything is going perfectly. A golden chance awaits." But a curious question popped into his mind. Chu-Yi spoke up. "I have something to say." The monster kindly offered to listen to his polite request. The deity listens but didn't expect a sword to the head. He triggered his S-rank Divine Thunder Ring, turning them to dust. A lonely priestess watched her friends turn to ash. She tilted her head back and let out a very loud, angry scream. Chu-Yi stepped forward, looking quite amused. "So you can make noise after all," he joked, ending her with one stroke. They fell so fast it made him pause. They looked quite cool, but their stats were actually surprisingly low, weren't they? One swift whirlwind of steel mowed down those elite zombie ladies. The blade danced neatly, taking off their limbs with style. Their pointy spears clattered uselessly against the cold stone floor. His polite flurry of strikes cleared out the whole room. The priest finally chirped in, "Witness this lightning, this sacrifice clears all sins." Even now, the fanatic stayed rather cheerful. Our cries are a beautiful symphony for our God. The louder we scream, the deeper our home sinks into the hellfire. Chewie stood tall among the charred remains on the crumbling floor. He then issued a very polite little challenge. You are next. The priest smiled like a dear friend. A wicked spark lit his eyes as dark mist zoomed forward. Chewie paused, surprised by the sight. Suddenly, shadowy vines grabbed his ankles, but he quickly pulled himself together. He quietly inspected the glowing magic seal forming around him. A bit of doubt filled his usually peaceful, happy mind. When did they cast this? Realizing his win was too easy, he saw their fake attacks were just a cover. Clever. Those weak hits were just a distraction. A clever trick. Suddenly a hand burst from the circle and snatched his leg. To his surprise, priests crawled out of the floor like ants. He looked truly puzzled by this very weird turn of events. Chu Yi watched closely, his face becoming quite stern. His limbs grew heavy as his energy began to slip away slowly. A heavy weight pressed down like a beast, pulling him down. Chu Yi was caught in the curse of Withering Circle. Whoa, that is one huge area attack. It takes 10 seconds to charge, but that rot curse is just plain rude. Suddenly the system pings as his stats drop by 100 points. No worries though. He activates a skill and golden light deletes those creepy tentacles. Shiny. Luckily, his magic resistance was high enough to save him from the absolute worst of that icky curse. Chu Yi looked at his purple infected arm. Yikes! Meanwhile, the priest just kept preaching from the sidelines like a commentator. He said, "Hey kid, just take the blessing. You will look much better, I promise." While the priest acted smug, Chu Yi ignored the dark power. He just laughed and asked, "Is that your only line? Are you reading from a script?" Inside that red light, a tiny spark flickered. A holy halo formed, revealing the legendary crown of divine flames. This gave him pro-level fire control and boosted everyone's fire damage by nearly 40%. Go teams. A massive fire pillar crashed from the clouds, swallowing the circle. Chu Yi jumped out, shaking off those crispy priests. They were totally toasted, flying around like little fireballs after a big explosion. He summoned some shiny victory lances. They zoomed at the priest, but a dark shield blocked the whole thing. It soaked up tons of damage and granted immunity. So unfair, it even shoots dark rot back at attackers. Chu Yi did not mind. He swung his blade, sending a sharp wave. Under that powerful strike, the shield actually started to crack. The priest went into total panic mode. He yelled, "Great Aya, show this guy your scary power." "Squash this bug." Chu Yi stopped. Wait, did he say Aya? He saw a golden, three-eyed statue and his eyes went wide. Wait, is that the same creepy god the beast tyrant mentioned? What in the world is that thing doing here? He paused his combo to watch the priest monsterize. Cloaked in dark mist, Chu Yi gripped his sword looking for an opening. He thought, I cannot let him finish his transformation. That shield is a pain since it absorbs and reflects everything. I just need one massive hit. He swung hard, calling down holy thunder as his aura exploded with a roar. If one hit does not work, he will just keep swinging. He fired off that crazy thunder ring skill again. Boom! The shield shattered and the priest's head went flying right off. Ouch. The body slumped as the mutated head sailed away, looking quite surprised. Bye! It landed with a gross splat. Messy finish. Chu Yi did not relax yet. You always stay on guard. Finally, he unleashed his magnificent angelic transformation. The remains twisted into a shadow, beast with scarlet eyes. Kneel or be consumed for my master's glory. Chu Yi smirked politely. Much better. This outfit suits your villainous vibe. Fuming with rage, the priest lunged. Shadow orbs rained down, but our hero was not playing target practice. He moved like a blur, gracefully dodging every strike. His shadow blurred as he masterfully bypassed those bursts of sinister red energy. With a calm smile, he clasped his hands and whispered, "Sacred light heart shield." A holy seal flared above them. A divine beam crashed down, purifying the area. Then he cast his next spell, Chains of the Divine Thunder, Heavenly Prison. Pure energy crackled into lightning, instantly shackling the priest firmly to the earth. The beast howled, "Release me, you wretched brat!" Even trapped and broken, the monster shrieked with venomous spite. You will regret crossing a god lord, smite this heretic. But Chu Yi was happy to ruin his little prayer. Do not get your hopes up. Your dark god is not coming. Now it is time for some divine judgment. He raised a hand for the final strike. He spoke the words, "Chains of the heavenly prison activate." Golden chains descended, skewering the murky form. The beast roared, "Lord Asia will grind your soul to dust." Suddenly, a sleek system notification appeared, detailing his rare S-rank ability. Chains of the Divine Thunder, Heavenly Prison. This skill creates an inescapable, paralyzing jail. Chu Yi politely studied the menu, comparing various class-specific skill trees. The 5 pillars. Attack, defense, buffs, debuffs, and control. Summoning and crafting exist too, but they are quite rare. Among these, control skills are the true gems. While the priest struggled, Chu Yi continued his calm analysis. Control abilities are game changers, offering strategic advantages in a real-life duel. Observing his foe, our hero reached a conclusion. With a skill this broken, even the most obvious attacks become lethal, unavoidable finishers. Who needs accuracy when the target cannot move? Still, the priest kept screaming about Lord Asia's fury. Your soul will rot. Chu Yi tilted his head. This Asia fellow, who exactly is he? The monster's eyes bulged. Corrupted veins throbbed across its massive eyeball. Glaring at the statue, the entity unleashed a crazed, fanatical howl. Lord Asia is the one true god. His power is infinite. He can wipe out thousands with a gesture. The disloyal meet their end, while the devoted live forever. Chu Yi let out a soft sigh, politely nudging that messy, mangled head aside. Eternal life, you say? Looking like a literal monster, the priest shrieked back in desperate denial. You silly boy! He hissed as tragic memories suddenly flooded his mind. Long ago, he was just a simple priest in a cozy, quiet town. Every villager there adored him, treating him like one of the family. Because they were so sweet, he worked day and night to heal every sniffle. But then a nasty plague ravaged the village, leaving only gloom behind. The poor folks begged for his help, but he simply didn't have the magical juice to save them. He dashed to the city again and again, hunting for fancy, high-ranking priests. He begged for a miracle, but only got cold shoulders and a boot out the door. He just hoped they'd find a heart and lend a hand. He even bowed low before that grumpy archpriest, pleading for any tiny bit of assistance. Sadly, the harsh truth was that nobody cared about his tiny village. They saw regular people as mere ants, unworthy of their precious, holy energy. Even so, he hurried back home with a heavy heart. Desperate to give them some hope, he cheered, I have returned. Help is finally here. As dark energy stained his skin and things got a bit smelly, he still wore a bright smile, clutching a cursed cross. The priest collapsed beside a fading neighbor, gripping his cross while wishing for just one tiny little miracle. Suddenly, the poor fellow exploded, sending the priest flying backward in a giant cloud of oops and dust. In that awful moment, it clicked he'd been totally tricked. Later, the survivors buried their friends, their hearts completely broken by the sadness. But the villagers only grew weaker as the bad news kept piling up. Their painful cries echoed everywhere. Mr. Priest, please help us. It burns. It hurts so much. Have some mercy. He hated being so weak and really disliked those cold, fancy high priests. Helpless tears rolled down his cheeks as his voice shook. Forgive me, he sobbed. But right then a mysterious power gave him a ring. Using that huge newfound strength, the priest finally kicked the sickness out of town. At last the villagers weren't hurting anymore. Even the fallen stood back up, their painful frowns turning into slightly creepy, happy smiles. Not a single soul caught a cold ever again. Looking at those hollow shells, the priest felt his dark deal was worth it. This monster look was just a small fee for their salvation. To this day, he's a total fanboy. Lord Asia has picked us. I'll spread his glory so everyone can get this wonderful blessing. Chu Yi sighed, feeling a bit tired of such extreme blind devotion. He's definitely a lost cause. I doubt he's got any useful info left. With one smooth swing, his blade sliced through the crazy ending of the priest's day. Even as he faded, the priest kept chanting to his god. Lord Asia, show your stuff. Please save your #1 fan. Zhao Yi gave a chilly smirk, wondering if that mean God would actually show up. With a calm voice, he delivered a dose of reality with his final strike. Newsflash, your deity left ages ago. It's time for your curtain call. Still, the priest shrieked, holding on to his fading faith like a desperate lifeline. How dare you? I'm taking you down to the abyss with me. Seeing the fanatic gear up to go kaboom, our hero just offered a polite little grin. Now, let's not do anything hasty. Before the explosion could start, Zhao Yi flicked a magic chain to shut it down. He raised a hand, calling forth a glow like a cosmic gavel. Hey, holy light cross. The seal snapped shut, pinning the priest right in place. Even while twitching, the poor guy kept asking his silent master for help. But the stone Lord Asia didn't even blink, as dark gunk stained its cold surface. Dinga system window popped up. The zombie archbishop has been retired. Zhao Yi turned off his powers and landed gracefully on the ground. His loot screen flickered on, giving him 12,323 experience points. He also got a top-shelf health potion for his hard work, a mana crystal, and some sturdy guardian's armor and boots. He tucked them away casually, noting, not a bad haul, I guess. Even though he didn't level up his gamer, senses started tingling. That icky aura was still hanging around. He kicked a fallen blade into his hand with style and marched toward that suspicious statue for one last chore. Time to take out the garbage. This ends now. A flash of golden light pierced the stone, turning the idol into a pile of pebbles. The system chimed again with a cheerful, "Congratulations." By wrecking that evil monument, he'd triggered a hidden bonus that actually made him look twice. Glowing red text appeared, highlighting a very special new find in his info box, a divine crystal. Oh, how fancy. This legendary relic is the key for holy classes to unlock their rare second advancement. Zhao Yi stared at the shimmering gem right in front of him. Wow, I've never seen a second-tier advancement item out in the wild. Looks like I'll be visiting this dungeon quite a bit from now on. Back outside, Ningxin greeted him with a whistle of genuine approval. Impressive, 10 minutes and 25 seconds for your very first clear. That's fast enough for the top 20 on the leaderboard. He tossed her the loot, already planning his next move. Keep the change. I'm going back in. Ningxin blinked, trying to talk sense into our hyperactive hero. Wait, you just finished. This place is a real brain drain, you know. But Zhao Yi was already picturing the legendary records of the pros. He tightened his grip and made a bold, polite declaration. That first run, just a light stretch to get moving. This time I'm taking the number 1 spot. I finally found my rhythm. She tilted her head, giving him a gentle warning about the competition. The top 10 players are all level 30 professionals, just so you know. Maybe wait until you're level 27 before trying for a world record. But Zhao Yi just smiled confidently. Trust me, I've got this. No worries. Seeing his fiery determination, Director Ning smiled softly. All right, then stay safe. Please keep every treasure you found today. They might come in handy later. Suddenly, the legendary Young Ming arrived. My goodness, Stuart Wei, back so soon, Ning gasped. When did you get back, Young Ming? He rubbed his neck sheepishly. Just now. Dealing with those pesky dimensional monsters took 2 whole months. I'm totally wiped out. Nearby, Zhao Yi overheard their chat and wondered, wiping out monsters, could he mean that strange spatial rift? Stepping into the dungeon, he carefully recalled everything he had learned so far. At the Qiongfang Mountains, he'd seen low-tier monsters slipping through that spatial rift model. The instructor mentioned a level 3 alert and legions being deployed. Meanwhile, Ningxian worriedly asked if many were lost. Young Ming's eyes grew dim, remembering his fallen brothers. Our elite squad started with over 12 brave souls. Only 8 returned, despite the army's protection. I'm lucky to be here myself. She sighed softly in sympathy. Such a tragic loss for the team. Ningxin crossed her arms, mothering him instantly. Have you even called your mother? You silly boy, venturing into danger without a word. He grinned nervously. Well, that's exactly why I'm visiting you, Auntie. I slipped away quietly. She'll definitely nag me if she finds out. She shrugged playfully. Good luck, I can't help you there. He immediately clasped his hands, begging for a favor. Please, Auntie, cover for me. See, I'm back in one piece. Ningxin turned toward a student nearby, looking quite puzzled. Zhao Yi, aren't you going into the dungeon? He smiled calmly. Actually, Director Wei, I've already finished. She gasped, covering her mouth in shock. What? He simply pointed to the leaderboard. Divine Breath Domain, Nightmare Mode. Rank 1 level. 23 cleared in just 1 minute, 59 seconds. He gave a witty grin. Check it out. Ningxian blinked, stunned by the data. A nightmare run in under 2 minutes. At only level 23, Zhao Yi had another request. Director, I'm ready for Abyss difficulty. She sighed, looking at him with total awe and wonder. You're quite the little monster. Here, take my VIP access card. Go whenever. Even the legendary Zhong Ming stood frozen. Wait, are you Zhao Yi, the legendary top freshman from Suhong University? After 2 months, his record was still the campus legend. Nearby students buzzed with pure excitement. Oh my goodness, look! The Abyss record was just shattered. 1 minute, 29 seconds. That's impossible. Just how did he do that? I'd still be at the entrance. Is this the power of a true Grandmaster? A bystander chimed in, sounding absolutely floored. Did you guys see that insane nightmare run 59 seconds flat? I've literally got goosebumps right now. Not even Tier 2 pros are that fast. Joe walked out grinning ear to ear about his incredible lucky streak lately. These past months were amazing. Once Master Wong saw my dedication at Tanu Guild, he gave me a VIP unlimited raid card. With no limits, holding me back, I just had to level up at lightning speed. After 2 months of non-stop grinding, I finally hit level 29. It's time for my next class promotion quest. Joe prepped his next move. Master Wong's letter was waiting. Suddenly his phone buzzed with a cheerful little chime. A message from the principal. His adorable keychain bobbed along the ultra-rare pet from the city's top mystery set. Getting this little pufferfish took forever. Soon Zhou reached the office and greeted his mentor with a polite smile. Wang Hui beamed, praising his rapid 6-level jump. Quite impressive, the master said, giving him an encouraging pat. And I could have boosted you to 50 in the wild, but do you understand why I chose not to? Because that creates a hollow pro lacking essential skills. Without core training, you'd never reach your legendary potential. Zhou nodded politely. I agree, master. True strength is only forged through the heat of the fire. Wang Hui smiled, a gentle golden aura shimmering around his hands. Glad you understand. He then revealed a glowing promotion letter. Placing the document down, he said, Rich kids coast on resources, but they crumble during their second-class advancement. At level 29, it is officially time to prepare for your legendary promotion. A holy knight evolves into the mighty harbinger. It masters the holy light while erasing your combat weaknesses. Though your current raw power is already totally insane, here is your official promotion letter, my boy. Focus your intent on it to unlock your requirements. A screen flickered. Holy Knight's official promotion scroll. Meet these criteria to become a powerful harbinger. Zhou closed his eyes, feeling the ancient power within the scroll. He triggered the ritual, and a flood of system notifications detailed exactly what he needed to do next. Goal 1, reach level 29 and collect 100 crystals plus 100 penitence wisps. Zhou wondered, wait, aren't those the regrets of creepy cultists? Master, remember that special loot from the Plague Abyss? Wang Hui gave a polite nod. To collect those wisps of penitence, you'll need a very specific ability, he explained. Move fast, you only have 30 minutes before the soul vanishes, he warned. Chu listened, fascinated by the complex mechanics of the skill. Professor, how'd you know I had that move? Wang chuckled, noting that clearing the Plague Breath dungeon almost guarantees it for the strong. You've already gathered 100 Holy Spirit crystals, right? Chu felt warm inside, grateful his mentor had planned his second-class promotion so perfectly. He replied with a respectful smile. Exactly. Wang added, now simply complete the 4th task to reach your next level of power. Offering some friendly guidance, the teacher mentioned a new cultist-themed mission that had just appeared on the campus network. It's a goldmine for those penitence wisps. Check it out later. Chu bowed politely before heading straight back to his cozy dormitory. He quickly logged onto the school site to scout for new assignments. Fresh data began streaming across his glowing screen. He mused. Suhang University was truly one of the elite top 3, yet it felt like a close-knit, friendly community. With only 5,000 students, it was tiny compared to other massive schools. He hit search while running a few quick numbers. This prestigious school pours massive resources into every student. Admissions are tough, but the variety of available missions is honestly impressive. Credits are great, but cultist-specific tasks are what I truly need. Suddenly, the search results flashed before his eyes. One combat job involved hunting a level 34 cultist. An investigation mission also caught his eye, looking quite promising. Reports of cultist activity surfaced in Longfang City. Filing a solid report could net him anywhere from 100 to 1,000 credits. He thought it over. 100 wisps was a tall order. Where exactly is this Longfang City? He wondered, checking the listing. He pulled up a map instantly. It was a small town, but famous for abyss fruit, making it much fancier than Li Jang. If cultists were lurking there, harvesting wisps would be easy. He clicked accept, but a sudden warning popped up. Warning. This is a high-risk assignment. 2 students have already disappeared. Are you certain you want to proceed? A high-risk quest. What a surprise, he hummed, remembering that missions follow a 4-tier difficulty system just like dungeons. From simple to dangerous, and finally this high-risk tier. A spark of excitement flashed in his bright green eyes. A 70% fatality rate, yikes. Still, Chu Yi wasn't worried. Anything involving those cultists was bound to be a challenge. Time for preparation. He summoned his loyal void, guiding butterfly. The tiny sprite chirped, "What are your orders, master?" He smiled quietly, activating his tracking ability. A magical map appeared shimmering with data. This skill utilizes the void, guiding butterfly. It consumes mana to pinpoint void beast coordinates. Just sense the target and poof, you can teleport right to them. Chuyi told the butterfly to retreat if things got too dangerous. This mission now had a much-needed extra layer of safety. With his plan settled, Chuyi stepped outside. Time to stock up on mana potions before I head out, he thought. Just then, 2 nearby students gasped. Wait, is that actually the legendary God Yi? One asked, eyes wide. He's doing great. The other girl beamed with heart-shaped eyes. He really is the superstar leader of their golden generation. Even the 4th-year seniors can't compete with the incredible aura he gives off. In the elite alloy training room, Wu Mang was busy wrecking 7 robots. Between powerful punches, he asked Sum about Chu Yi's mission. She nodded quickly. He's actually headed to Longfang City to deal with some dangerous cultists. It was official now. Wu Meng tossed a robot aside. Cultist sounds like he's preparing for another level up. That kid definitely follows his own path. The city name sounded familiar to him. Longfang City. I've definitely heard some strange rumors about that place before. Soom checked her tablet. It was originally a basic mission, but it became high risk after 2 senior students went missing. The Academy believes only a second-class pro can handle it, Wu Meng noted while smashing another metal bot. Those cultists are likely hiding something nasty. While that's a nightmare for most, it's just another Tuesday for Chu Yi. He'll just win and move on. Wu Meng continued his deep thoughts while training. Those missing students were Skyfeather Guild veterans, yet even at level 29, Chu Yi can scrap with any pro. Plus, that kid is a walking treasure chest of secret trump cards. Wu Meng finished his workout and marked the leave. No need to worry about the small stuff. He told Soom to give the boy a friendly reminder about school rules. Even a prodigy has to file vacation paperwork. Meanwhile, the maglev train zoomed along, heading straight toward Longfang City. It travels 100,000 kilometers through dangerous territory. The journey began at the Ning'an University teleportation hub. After 12 teleports and 7 train rides, he finally reached Yongqing. Exhausted, Chu Yi rested his head against the window. Just one last 2-hour subway ride, and he'd arrive. Suddenly his phone buzzed with a message. "Hey, are you there yet?" He typed back quickly. "Almost just 1 more hour." The reply came instantly. "Got it. Call me when you land." Sitting right next to him, Bina chimed in with some sweet praise. "Oh wow, is that adorable mouse from Ning'an? Are you a local?" Chu Yi gave a friendly nod. "Yes, I am. Are you from there too? I am basically half Ning'an myself." She giggled cheerfully. "My grandmother lives there, so I visited every summer break. Suhong province is quite a long journey from Changshan after all. Are you heading to Longfang City for vacation?" Chu Yi gave a polite, vague answer, while quietly activating his appraisal skill. "Just some business. What about you two? A little getaway." The system scan revealed they were both level 13 pharmacists. Unaware of the scan, Bina casually replied, "That is exactly right. We are hitting the hot springs. I am Bina, and this is Liu Ji." "Whoa, your level is crazy high. I cannot even appraise you. With that aura, you must be a combat class," she cheered. "I knew it. My sixth sense is super sharp. I really admire combat pros." To him, her enthusiasm was just adorably ridiculous. Life classes and combat classes have totally different vibes after all. It was only natural that a seasoned pro like her would notice. Eager to make a new friend, Bina pulled out her phone. "Hey, handsome, we are both pharmacists. If you need recovery or mana potions, we will give you a 20% discount." Chu Yi felt awkward but thanked her. "Thanks." Finally, the high-speed train reached Longfang City. "Time really flies when you are chatting," Bina said. After stepping off, she and Liu Ji grabbed their bags and waved goodbye. "If you need anything at all, feel free to contact me anytime." Busy talking, she bumped right into a passing stranger. Seeing the lovely lady, Shi Yun shamelessly pitched his shady cult. "Sorry, beautiful sister. But look, the Holy Spirit cult brings joy to everyone." He explained the mission to a confused Liu Ji. "Our church has a special event soon to show God's grace. If you are interested, come by and learn more about us." He did not even spare Chu Yi. "With your extraordinary aura, you are clearly fated to be with the gods." Chu Yi knew it was empty flattery, but he checked the flyer. After reading it, his suspicions spiked with a sharp huff. That reaction made Shi Yun turn pale, forcing him to back down. He snatched the paper and bolted with a quick blessing. "May the Divine Master protect you, both always." It seemed Liu Ji knew nothing about this Holy Spirit cult yet. "Is religious culture this popular here?" she asked curiously. Bina quickly snatched the flyer. "Toss that out. It is total bad luck." Liu Ji was confused by her friend's intensity. "What is wrong?" Bina began explaining her family's difficult experience in detail. "It makes sense you would not know. My brother has worked here for years. This cult first appeared in Longfang 1 year ago. Back then, the Holy Spirit group was a mystery. New recruits suddenly gained massive stat boosts and leveled up fast. However, people noticed that while their faces stayed the same, their personalities shifted into entirely brand new people." Bina shared the sad tale. "My brother's friend was kind, but after joining that cult, he became incredibly short-tempered and aggressive. It scared his whole family. They claimed it was a blessing, but I knew better." Liu Ji then asked about this miracle. Bina had already tossed the flyer into the trash, looking exhausted. "Who cares? We shouldn't get involved with those weirdos." Joy crossed his arms, wondering what secrets were hidden. These miracles felt more like a curse than a blessing. This could be our chance to expose them. Soon night fell over Longfang City. It was 8:30 in the evening. The commercial building's neon lights flickered to life. A large, excited crowd had already gathered on the 9th floor. "Are we witnessing a real miracle today? I hope so." My neighbor's intelligence jumped 20 points after coming here. His power level went through the roof. Guanman stood in the crowd, secretly mocking their obvious recruitment tactics. They are pretty clever. Jiang Shang noted they became a major religion in 1 year. He stayed focused on the mission. You are right, just make sure you record the fake miracle. Xiaoling reminded him gently to get proof it is a sham. Don't go deeper. This A+ rank mission is incredibly dangerous. A level 19's order cannot be ignored. I will follow your lead, just gathering clues. Satisfied, she turned to the level 18 mechanist on her squad. Jiang Shang, are those micro-robots ready? He gave a confident grin. I have the entire room under high-tech surveillance already. Suddenly, Wuhan used her appraisal skill and gasped, Wait, why can't I see that guy's level information? Joy was right there, but her screen showed a system error. The others activated their appraisal functions to check him out. I cannot see his level either. Guan, are you getting anything? He had the same issue. I am totally locked out. If we cannot scan him, he must be at least level 20. Why is a high-level powerhouse at a regular meeting? Then Wuhan dropped a bombshell. He is carrying a powerful divine aura. Could he be a high-ranking cult member? The atmosphere grew tense. They were not alone. If he is an enemy, our mission just got a whole lot harder. We must stay low and watch his next move. This miracle gathering was turning into something much more legendary. As they gossiped, Zhou Yi's icy glare suddenly shut them up. The poor guys froze solid as their blood turned to slush. Xiaoling issued a quick warning. That gaze was seriously creepy. He's likely a super strong second advancement master, so don't provoke him. Wuhan whispered a polite understood. Everyone went quiet instantly. While they peeked at Zhou Yi with curiosity, he scrutinized them right back. They weren't your average Joes, but our hero didn't mind. His focus was laser set on that mysterious Holy Spirit cult. Suddenly a bell rang out, and the room became super quiet. A cheerful spokesperson stepped forward to begin his polite introduction. Welcome, dear friends, to our lovely Holy Spirit gathering. I'm Priest Li Shu Yuan, and I'm so happy to guide you toward grace. Zhou Yi hung back checking their levels. 1 level 18 and 2 17s. Well, that's not much of a level up, is it? Let's see what's up. Meanwhile, Shu Yuan kept rambling on politely. He claimed their path leads straight to light and salvation. He promised everyone equal love, painting a picture of a total fantasy world. It sounded pretty nice, if you're into that. He promised that devotion leads to amazing perks. We're talking free dungeons, mana potions, and super rare treasures for all the faithful followers. Finally, he revealed the most tempting deal yet. 8,000 credits a month for living expenses? Everyone went wild. Geez, I work way too hard for only 4,000. Credits plus resources. I could finally be a powerhouse. Shu Yuan kept whispering those sweet, sugary promises into their excited ears. This is true love, he chirped. Just focus on faith. But secretly, his next words were a sneaky signal to his helpers. My friends, our Lord has unimaginable power, and now I'll kindly demonstrate his amazing strength just for you. He walked toward a mysterious statue to start his big show. What a rare blessing we've been given today, everyone. Feel the warmth of his grace. Zhou Yi just stared at the artifact, thinking really hard about what was actually going on. I can't appraise it, but there's definitely a weird magical vibe coming from those thick, complicated carvings on the statue. It's likely a magic item. Turns out Xiaoling's group has a plan to use it to stage a totally fake miracle. We need solid proof this time. Standing before the statue, the priest raised his hands and shouted with all his heart, Lord, show us your power. The crowd was buzzing as he begged for a magnificent divine miracle to happen right then. Right on cue, a bell chimed softly. Suddenly, the statue began to glow with a gentle golden light. How pretty. The ringing continued as the golden glow got brighter. A huge halo erupted, making Zhou Yi shield his eyes from the glare. He watched the fake miracle as the goddess statue embraced her followers. Wow, what's happening? Someone shouted in pure awe. Everyone went crazy. It's a real miracle. I feel so strong. Then the statue actually started chanting in a mysterious voice. The amazed believers looked around, totally stunned. Do you hear that the divine miracle is literally talking to us right now? Even Guan's team got caught up in the magical song. Zhu and Yuan looked like they were in a deep, peaceful trance. Xiaoling gasped. I finally reached my second job advancement. Her words surprised Yuhan, who was hiding safely inside the field. Sister Ling and Guan laughed like they'd won the jackpot. With these items, I'll be the ultimate unstoppable warrior. Look, Mom, I'm a legendary mechanic now. Yuan shivered, realizing this was just a high-level mass hypnosis spell. He watched as the fake blessing clouded their minds. My necklace blocks this, but it's on a 30-minute cooldown. I just need to wait for my skill to reset. Once it does, I'll wake everyone and we'll make our escape. Surprisingly, Zhou Yi was also unaffected. He checked on a nearby follower trying to figure out this creepy, dark puzzle. Shady. Is mass hypnosis their trick for recruiting? Meanwhile, Priest Tu Vien was looking quite proud of his little miracle show. This artifact is top tier. The results are perfect. He quickly ordered his helpers to start the next phase of the plan. That speech was way too long, he muttered. Suddenly, a magical bell sent golden ripples through the whole room. Shimmering rings filled the air until the ringing stopped. Suddenly, a super chilly, deathly energy filled every corner of the floor. 5 mysterious strangers stepped out of some black smoke. Tu Vien bowed low and whispered, "Welcome, my dear Lord Bishop." Zhou Yi's eyes went wide. That aura, they're heretics. The bishop spoke first, giving his subordinate a very sharp rebuke. Why the delay? Tu Vien bowed even lower, explaining that spreading their message takes a bit of polite finesse. The bishop gave him a chilly look. Don't waste my time on weaklings again. Then he gently touched the statue. After this sacrifice, you're officially in the inner circle. You'll be blessed by our great God's power yourself. Tu Vien was so thrilled. Thank you, my lord. Watching them, Zhou Yi suddenly had a very clever realization. Without their powers active, heretics look totally normal. It's almost impossible for a regular player to tell them apart. As a holy knight, I'm super sensitive to evil. That dark aura is as clear as day. Perched upon his high altar, Fang Li continued his lecture with vigor. The Holy Spirit is eternal and undying, he cried. Oh, great deity, please accept these humble offerings we've prepared just for you. Feast upon our gifts and enjoy this banquet. Watching this, Chu Yi's mind began to race. Is that bishop really only level 27? No, he must be a high-ranking official in disguise. I should probably wait and see if I can gather more intel first. Beating 5 heretics is a great start, but it won't stop them for good. Suddenly, the statue began to glow with a brilliant gold light. Fang Li and his devoted followers stretched their arms out wide, chanting in perfect harmony, "The Holy Spirit is eternal, forever undying." After hearing that repetitive chant 5 times, the statue finally looked quite satisfied. Its stony face twisted into a massive, creepy grin that stretched all the way from ear to ear. Its mouth gaped open, releasing shimmering ripples of energy that washed over the entire crowd like a mysterious tide. The followers below were absolutely thrilled like parched fields, finally soaking up a refreshing summer rain. But seeing the wild frenzy, Chu Yi felt a chill. It's siphoning their precious soul energy. The phrase, "The Holy Spirit is eternal," echoed from every lip. He suddenly realized the dark truth, the soul itself, is the true secret to their resurrection. From a priest revival spell to a mighty warrior's survival, an average person's soul is simply too faint to linger after they pass away. Yet no matter the level, the soul remains an absolute necessity for life. Finally, Chu Yi grasped the sheer wickedness behind this strange and polite cult. They used hypnotic mind control to hide their tracks, but this trick was actually draining everyone's soul power. He recalled the terrible violent deeds this group was reportedly responsible for. Members of the Sacred Spirit cult might look perfectly normal on the outside, but their personalities eventually transform into someone else entirely. At last, the mystery behind all these weird occurrences was finally solved. These extreme personality shifts were clearly caused by their fractured and damaged souls. As the golden light drained from the dazed crowd, one big question stuck in his mind. Just what did that statue intend to do with this massive harvest of stolen souls? Poor Zhou had arrived on the 9th floor with such fiery determination, but now she was simply letting her very soul wither away into nothingness. Wuhan pulled her friend's arm with all her might, her heart thumping wildly in her chest. If she just stood there waiting for Ling, none of them would survive this ordeal. She certainly wasn't going to sit around and wait for the end Ling wake up. Taking a huge gamble, she unleashed her specialized ice spirit art to break the trance. Frozen spirits, answer my summons and gather round. Grant me your freezing frost. Seeing ice coat Zhou skin, she gave a little cheer of relief. There is hope, but her joy vanished instantly as the ice thawed away. Oh no, it's no good, it didn't work. The anti-ice barrier is active again. Her bold move caught Tu Yuan's sharp gaze. Well, now it seems someone here wasn't actually hypnotized after all. With a simple flick of his wrist, he launched a dark and sinister storm. Black flames go... Chu Yi prepared to activate his hand of holy light without any hesitation. But shockingly, right within the crowd, 2 others remained awake. Luron swiftly cast a shimmering shield of pure, protective radiance. A gleaming golden shield appeared, before Wuhan safely blocking the incoming dark spell. Since her disguise had failed, she decided it was time to be bold. She tossed a cheerful but bright fireball toward Feng Li. But as you'd expect from a powerful cult leader, he swatted the attack away with a simple, polite wave. Calling it a tiny, cute trick, he identified her magic source instantly. Ah, you're a member of the Church of Light, aren't you? Even as a level 25 mage, she was quite shocked by his casual strength. Hyra-san today, says, but I've leveled my light art to 15, she thought. This very spell had even taken out a massive golden bear in one hit. The sheer power difference really brought her back to reality. She quickly grabbed about a dozen teleportation scrolls just in case things got even hairier. A simple wave blocked her best shot. This is quite bad. I should probably just head home right about now, she muttered. But Feng Li wasn't about to let her leave so easily. Oh, are you trying to run away from us already? You can't just leave whenever you feel like it, dear. He summoned some sticky, gross sludge right from the floor. It wrapped her up tightly as two more cultists joined the fray. They launched a sharp wind blade and a fireball together. A swirling vortex of golden light wrapped around her in defense. Light, protect me! Oh dear, she was well and truly cornered. She was caught in a perfect pincer, trapped on all sides. Two mages at once! Well, that is just not fair at all. She might have escaped if only one was chanting. Even though her plan was a bit of a mess, she grit her teeth and asked for divine help. Honestly, she wasn't feeling very optimistic about her chances of getting out of this one. To make matters worse, a fighter was closing in fast. If he reaches me, I'm in big trouble. I'm totally toasted. She frantically fired off spells, hoping for a lucky break. At age 18, she had successfully unlocked a secret light class. The church had recruited her for some very special training, but these cultists weren't just going to stand there and watch. Their counterattack had her dodging for her dear life. After 4 years of preparation, this was her first real mission. She thought she'd be a legendary hero, not a goner. Chu Yi, who had been watching the whole time, gave a little sigh and launched a penance blade. The department store had been quite peaceful until now, but suddenly, several floors went off like a massive fireworks display. A series of very loud rumbles shook the entire building, making everything tremble. Liu Ran knelt there, staring at the smoking trench in total disbelief. Her friend wondered, did he just beat them all by himself? Tu Yuan pointed a shaky finger toward the rising smoke. Look, there's another intruder over there. Who is that? That divine radiance was blindingly thick. Feng Li realized he wasn't dreaming and stared at Chu Yi. Wait, are you an elite knight from the Radiant Church? Chu Yi stayed silent, focused on delivering a bit of holy justice. And just a group of troublemakers. You've been quite naughty today, haven't you? Liu Ren's legs shook as she stood up, her brain finally connecting the dots. 3 level 25 elites were just deleted from existence in a heartbeat. Was he a legendary second advancement professional? This was totally wild. It seems the church has been keeping a secret eye on Longfang City. Feng Li didn't appreciate getting a lecture from some young upstart. With a frustrated growl, he signaled his remaining cult followers to swarm their target. Anes, learn your place. Chu Yi didn't even break a sweat. With a single effortless swing of his blade, he finished the fight before it even started. The cultist was stunned, one-shotted. That shouldn't be possible. The old villain's brain started working overtime to find a quick escape route. His survival instincts were screaming at him to flee immediately. He ruthlessly pushed his subordinate Tu Yuan forward to buy time. Talk about bad luck. The man was basically walking into a meat grinder. Since Chu Yi never turns down free experience points, he efficiently ended the man's misery. He quickly conjured a blue void butterfly to track the escaping boss. The glowing insect darted through the portal just before the shadows completely dissipated. Liu Ran walked over, looking a bit starstruck. My humble respects to you, esteemed hero of the divine. She greeted with a very polite bow. I'm Liu Ran, a light mage from the capital branch. Standing nearby, she realized his holy aura wasn't just intimidating, it was actually quite beautiful. This guy was like a walking avatar of the heavens. I can literally feel the ambient light dancing around him in pure, cheerful joy. Chu Yi tilted his head curiously. The capital. What brings you here? She answered honestly, making sure to thank him for saving her life. I'm just out here grinding for a mission. I'm so lucky you showed up, sir. I would have been in a real pickle otherwise. He started strolling away as if nothing happened. It was nothing. She scrambled to keep up. Wait, which legendary priest from the church are you? Your light is so incredibly warm and intense. Chu Yi just gave a casual wave. Funny story, I'm actually not part of your church. A massive boom echoed as Liu Ran stared in shock. With a simple snap of his fingers, the entire altar was reduced to rubble. She rubbed her eyes, half convinced she was dreaming. Who else could wield such concentrated divinity if not a top-tier member of the Holy Order? A crazy thought suddenly crossed her mind. Could he be the legendary Holy Sun? She started frantically digging through her memories for clues. Holy Sun and Saint, were titles reserved for the church's elite geniuses. These ranks unlocked access to the most prestigious training available. They were essentially invincible at their level, easily overpowering foes who were technically much higher ranked than them. To protect them from dark cults, the Holy Son's identity is kept strictly confidential. Only the high-ranking cardinals know who they really are. She asked, "My lord, should we wake the others?" But Chu Yi didn't want the extra hassle. "No need, let's keep it quiet. Things are messy enough. Let the Bureau clean up this disaster. Waking everyone now would just cause a massive, unnecessary panic." Chu Yi approached the cultists' remains. The Bureau professionals are trained to deal with these bizarre supernatural situations much better than us. They're experts at keeping the local citizens calm. She followed close behind him. "Wow, you really do think of everything, my lord." He brought his hands together with serene grace. He began casting a unique spell designed to wake up the sleeping consciences of the fallen. Sparkling golden dust rained down from his palms. Suddenly, beautiful repentance lilies began blooming all across the dark and dusty battlefield. Malicious, dark energy spiraled out from the bodies. Faint, sorrowful spirits began to hover in the air, echoing with a sense of regret. "I'm so sorry, I repent for everything." As the cries faded, Chu Yi retracted his magic, his thoughts already moving to the next task. Just 4 souls that won't quite cut it. He focused on tracking the fleeing bishop to hunt down the rest of the cultists. Liu Ren watched him, wondering if she'd ever reach that level. My own purification spells are basically beginner tier compared to his power. Training with him would help me level up so fast, but would a legendary Holy Son even give me the time of day? Suddenly, the Public Security Bureau arrived right on time. "Hands in the air, drop your weapons," they yelled, storming into the room. "We're from the Long Fang Bureau, nobody move." A tall, imposing officer stood at the center of the heavily armed squad. That was Captain Wang Hao, the man in charge. "I'm Captain Wang." He introduced himself, approaching her with a professional and polite nod. "Pardon me, miss, could you explain the situation here?" She quickly raised her hands. "Hello, Captain. I'm one of the good guys, honestly." She gave him a quick rundown of the chaos. That sacred spirit cult is a truly dangerous and evil group, Captain. They were harvesting souls for a dark ritual. Wang's brow furrowed. "Soul stealing. Wait, did you manage to take them all down?" She waved her hands frantically. "Oh no, it wasn't me." She looked around for Chu Yi, but he had already vanished into thin air. Where'd he go? Ghosted by the hero again. Meanwhile, Captain Wang started organizing his team to begin the official scene cleanup. Team 1, get these civilians to safety immediately. Keep them calm so we don't start a massive panic out there. Team 2, I want every scrap of evidence secured. Nearby, a mysterious figure cast a final spell as voices echoed through the halls. Team 3, start medical triage now. Everyone touched by the lingering magic looked completely spaced out and dazed by the experience. "Who are you guys? What's the big fuss? I need a nap. Wasn't I just out partying?" "Wait, where am I? My brain feels like a jackhammer," Jang Zan muttered, blinking away the sleep. "Ouch, my noggin. Did we actually pull off a win? Geez, you're dizzy, your head's spinning around." Wuhan chuckled at Nishi's dazed face. "You guys were totally zoned out by those wacky cult followers. My charm saved me, but 5 masters, all level 25. He was absolutely floored by that news. Level 25. We're toast. Thank goodness our hero is divine class. He erased the cult effortlessly. Jiang Shan looked like he won the jackpot. A 2nd advancement rank. My drone got the whole thing. We're going viral for sure, internet fame here. We come. He quickly hit play to show the group. Suddenly the ground shook violently. Everyone froze in place. Elsewhere, things were taking a dark, gloomy turn. Deep in the shadows, someone was trapped in goo. Feng Li roared, totally steaming with pure frustration. Blast it. Who was that? How's he even real? He tripped forward, his brain swamped with questions. No way he's with the Church of Light. I was so stealthy I shouldn't be caught. Ridiculous. My hypnosis was flawless. No tracks left behind. Where'd I slip up? Feng Li pushed the doors. The ritual's ruined, and 4 guys are gone. The boss is going to be grumpy. Panic set in. Now what suddenly? A glowing blue butterfly appeared. This little bug was about to flip the script. The wall split. Zhou Yi appeared looking pretty sharp. He used Void Beast power to hop through space. He picks coordinates to rip a hole in reality. It makes zipping anywhere a total piece of cake. Back home, Dufang saw the familiar guy. "Oh, Bishop Fun's back," he said, sounding pretty darn rude. He was blunt. 4 followers are dead. Explain yourself. Feng Li dropped to the floor, begging for mercy. Things got messy during the job, sire. We ran into a fellow with some scary light powers. That creep ruined everything and killed the team. He's too beefy. Dufang stared. Why are you still breathing? the old man rambled, trying to stay alive. "I'm a failure. Please have pity on your servant." "I'll double the sacrifices," a cold voice replied. "Honestly, your losses are much bigger than your wins." The elder trembled. "Master, I tried my best. That masked guy had totally unfair, cheat-like power levels." Zhou Yi snuck in, acting like a normal follower. He noticed that Dark Orb was giving off vibes. 100-year cult party. How rowdy this evil scheme is clearly about more than just some souls. Dufang just shrugged it off. "Oh, whatever. Your silly excuses don't have any charm at all. Goodness, even with the mess, the ritual worked. Our big master plan is still right on track." "Nervous fun," Li stuttered. "But sire, the soul energy quota isn't quite full yet." The leader roared. "Silly Billy, do you really think we threw these citywide parties just for a tiny bit of soul power?" He sighed. "Bishop Su, be a sweetie and explain." Suling gave a wicked grin and started her presentation. "Sir, it's a delightful plan for global doom. We've held 307 sacrifices in perfect spots lately. Right here in Dragonwind. Every event activates a node," she explained with a cheerful little chirp. Zhou Yi listened closely. "If those dots link up, we're in trouble. It's a city-sized chaos purgatory circle. To make this happen, we've hidden our friendly cult pals in every little corner of town. We spread our message everywhere. We recruit big dreamers while spiking the city's water with a magic potion. It gently tickles the brain, making folks much more polite and way easier to boss around." Joe's mental gears were spinning super fast. No wonder the pros got tricked. But why turn on this spooky chaos formation thingy? Suling kept singing. "We've built cozy tunnels everywhere, decorated with some lovely glowing magic runes. It collects energy beautifully. The big magic party actually kicked off just a few hours ago. Every soul in town is being drained like a battery, powering the Lord of Chaos's cozy cell." He looked quite sinister now. "Every single soul in this city is a gift for our master. The great Lord is waking up to bring some wonderful changes. The big boss is finally awake." Joe got serious. "The Lord of Chaos is a naughty deity. He quietly readied his hero magic. Sacrificing a whole city to an evil god, I simply won't permit it." Fungi scrambled to apologize, pleading, "My lord, please forgive me. I had no idea." Dufang just sighed. "Fang, you silly bishop, how can I trust you with anything?" Suddenly he paused, shouting, "Hey, who's hiding over there?" Chu Yi's eyes snapped wide in total surprise. Magic surged toward his position, instantly triggering a massive and truly spectacular explosion. Luckily, he raised his guard just in time, escaping the blast, completely unscathed. As the dust settled, our hero stood ready for a real fight. Skill activated, Divine Thunder, Heavenly Revelation Form, Rank 1. This state grants 50% status resistance and boosts lightning damage by half. Duration 14 seconds. A sword flash ignites at lightning speed, striking targets with overwhelming and powerful mixed damage. Fungi's jaw dropped when he saw that familiar face. "It's you again?" Suling didn't hesitate, leaping forward to unleash his Shadow Ripper / spell. Shadow energy condensed around his blade, forming a terrifying black scythe. He held his ground, shouting, "Divine Thunder Ring of Heavenly Punishment. Rank S level 1. He summons divine bolts to charge his weapon, delivering blindingly fast and powerful strikes. Massive lightning damage strikes. Dufang sneered, "Chu Yi bothering us again. Oh dear, what bad timing." The other man immediately began to tattle. "My lord, he's the brat who ruined the ritual. How dare he? Today, we'll make sure he doesn't leave this headquarters in one piece." He couldn't hold it back anymore. A sharp slap landed. "You fool, letting someone follow you. You are utterly incompetent. I should end you now." Fungi winced, rubbing his sore, stinging cheek. But the lecture didn't stop there. The insults just kept on coming. "You're only a bishop because of your bloodline. You are quite a disappointment. Look at you. So tiny, so pathetic, and so very lowly. Without my grace, you'd be a mere insect. Think he won't escape? You're so dim you wouldn't realize you were dead until it happened." Meanwhile, the two warriors remained locked in a fierce magical duel. Purple and gold magic collided, sending a massive shockwave through the air. They eventually broke apart, and Chu Yi quickly retreated to safety. He tried to analyze his foe, but the magic eye appraisal failed. He was secretly quite impressed. This guy was way stronger than the usual bishops, a real second advancement master. He's finally met his match. Down on the ground, Suling didn't waste a single heartbeat. Swinging his scythe, he unleashed his ultimate, the Phantom Scythe Strike. He conjured black crescent blades that swarmed the enemy from every angle. It dealt multiple hits, completely throwing off his opponent's rhythm. He spun his weapon so fast it formed a glowing magic circle. It looked like a scene from a movie. Even the enemy offered praise. A level 29 Holy Knight who can tank my hits, impressive. He coldly prepped his next spell, aiming to end the fight right here. But your journey ends here. Witness my power. Dark Vortex. He gathered shadows at his core, summoning a massive dark vortex. The gravity was immense, pulling everyone into its corrosive dark embrace. Suling unleashed a storm of magical blades slicing in every direction. Right where he was standing, a hungry black hole formed, ready to swallow the entire room. Chuyi braced himself against the crushing force of the void. Oh boy, things were getting worse by the second. He activated his holy light, slamming his sword down to anchor himself. The entire arena was being torn apart. Suling watched his opponent with pure, icy arrogance. This vortex devours light itself. Your struggle is futile, little hero. Such a skilled knight, but against a second advancement master, you're just an ant. Being 14 levels lower, he knew he was in trouble. His divine protection held back the corruption, but only for now. The vortex was greedily draining his mana and physical energy. He'll be empty soon. Suling's eyes blazed as he taunted him. How much longer can that flickering candle of yours stay lit? Refusing to yield, our hero fired back. This light is plenty to smash your parlor tricks. It was time for a daring new battle plan. A war of attrition meant defeat. He needed a quick victory. Suddenly Suling felt a strange wave of hesitation. This holy light, its purity is way beyond a standard knight's. Is he a secret weapon from the Holy Church? He's low level, but no matter what, he won't leave alive. Afraid of delays, Dufang shouted for him to finish it. Archbishop Su stopped him. But it was too late. The transformation was complete, activating his A-rank talent and aura. Level 11, Sacred Radiant Wheel S plus rank Secret Art. Taking his divine angelic body, he aimed a beam at Suling. Suling was absolutely terrified by the sight of this power. This vortex was fused with a core of primordial chaos. It swallows level 50 attacks. How could it be shattered? Impossible. All cultists kill him. Do whatever it takes. He hoped to bury the knight under sheer numbers. These cultists were weak alone, but their swarm could drain him. Suling roared, "Feel the dark bindings and the sting of chains." Dark chains surged forward, aiming to seal the hero. A tidal wave followed. Chuyi drew his sword eyes sharp. With one graceful swing, he cut the water spell apart. The pressure was rising as the cultist horde charged forward. Too many small fry. Let's do some housekeeping first. Planting his feet firmly, Chuyi summoned twin shields, level 11 twin heart shields. Those cultists went flying like toys before they could even touch him. It looked like a scene straight out of a movie. Our hero was a one-man army clearing the room. Suling realized he was outmatched and scrambled back into a defensive stance. He tried to reclaim his dignity with a spicy counter, Phantom / activate. Chuyi casually stretched his arms and then kaboom, a massive wave of sacred light sent his opponent soaring. Just like that, the entire battlefield went silent. Suling crashed into the wall while Dufang started throwing a major fit. "You're a total embarrassment. You can't even handle one level 29 Holy Knight." Fang Li was shaking like a leaf, wondering if this guy was even human. Meanwhile, Chuyi smiled, feeling that sweet, level-up power buzzing through his veins. "Thank goodness I activated my divine angelic body form. Those buffs are seriously amazing. I might look like a level 29, but I'm packing level 40 power. Plus, my holy light is basically poison to their shadowy magic. And that everyone is how you carry a team when you're technically under-leveled." Dufang was absolutely fuming, practically radiating saltiness. What a useless waste. Just wait for this ritual to finish. You guys are getting a permanent life ban. Seeing the coward on the ground, he shouted, "Archbishop Fang, pull yourself together." Poor Fang Li was so terrified. He was just rambling total nonsense. No way is he level 29. He must be using a rare item to hide his real stats. "Sir, I'm just waiting for the perfect opening, totally strategic. I can't just give the enemy a free win." Chuyi saw his chance and moved at full speed. Dufang screamed, "You spineless, cowardly piece of trash. Get in there and take the hits for me." But the man didn't budge. "I'm still looking for that perfect window of opportunity, I promise." "Not yet." Chuyi focused his holy mana, locking onto his targets like a seasoned pro. He dashed forward, pointing his blade right at Fang Li's frightened face. Dufang didn't hesitate for even a second. He grabbed the man's head to use him as a human shield. Fang Li took the full impact. Father, he choked out, coughing up a storm. Dufang just tossed the body away like old trash. What a complete disappointment he was. Seeing that Chuyi asked, "Wasn't that your own son? And family or not, who cares? Sacrificing for the Chaos Lord is the ultimate honor." Chuyi was stunned. "You'd really dump your own family for some fake dark god. You've completely lost it," he said, sounding both cruel and a little bit amused. When chaos reigns, I'll have billions of souls as my children. Chu Yi, you're not in my league. Why die for a city that's already doomed? Hearing his name, Chu Yi blinked in surprise. Wait, you actually know me. Du Feng smirked. Top rank in the National Freshman Tournament. Of course I do. You were the most valuable player. I've been watching you since then. While they chatted, Chu Yi's gamer instincts suddenly started tingling like crazy. As the villain tried a sneaky cheap shot, our hero parried it like a total boss, but Du Feng was already attacking from a blind spot. Oh boy, this isn't good. In a flash, Chu Yi blinked away, leaving them confused. He reappeared behind them and landed a massive strike on Su Ling. Now that's what I call a pro move. It's the Void Beast's special skill. Spatial Leap. Suddenly a flurry of invisible strikes rained down on them. That's the level 9 B-rank skill, Azure Fist Barrage. Su Ling took a serious beating while Du Feng just laughed at the whole show. So you really were the one who snatched the Void Beast. Talk about a lucky loot drop. Without even trying, I'm truly impressed. Chu Yi ignored the chatter and cast level 16 Punishment of Light. The minion was finished, but our hero still had plenty of questions. How on earth did he know about the beast? Chu Yi pointed his blade and declared, Headmaster Fonghak, you're the one behind this treason. Knowing the secret was out, the man just nodded. You nailed it. Fonghak stepped forward, looking quite pleased with his evil self. Chaos will soon rule this world, and I'll be the one in charge. His milky eyes were filled with pure greed for more power. He stumbled forward, grumbling about his ruined ritual. Now both you and that beast will belong to me. I'll take everything. One is perfect bait, and the other is a snack for my lord. Chu Yi thought, wow, those evil gods really do give massive stat boosts. He's a level 49 assassin, which is a really tough opponent, but his pressure feels even more intense than a level 52. My Aegis buff is helping out, but this fight is definitely going to be a challenge. Then all of a sudden everything changed. Sharp stone spikes shot from the ground, trapping him instantly. Chu Yi had to use his light magic to break out of the rocky prison. Fonghak cheered, go ahead, keep struggling for me. Every second you resist just means more souls for my great master to enjoy. He summoned a storm of magical spikes like a rain of arrows. Luckily, our hero was ready for the sudden onslaught. He cast his level 13 Aegis of Holy Light just in time. The attacks were deflected away as Chu Yi tried to keep up his speed. But he was just a bit too slow and took a hit to the arm. Ouch, Chu Yi noticed the wound was healing at a snail's pace. This isn't just some basic debuff. He realized it was pure evil energy and the stinging pain was getting hard to ignore. He had to bravely burn away the corruption right then and there. Fonghak just let out a loud, wacky, villainous laugh. Aha! He fired a massive energy shockwave straight from his mouth, but our hero didn't even flinch or think about running away. With one incredibly swift swing, he parried the entire blast into the sky with a powerful roar. Talk about a counterattack. He zipped behind Fonghak and restrained him in the blink of an eye. The villain looked up, feeling completely helpless for the first time. A giant pillar of light slammed right down on the villain's head. That's the level 16 A-rank skill, Punishment of Light in action. Luckily, the villain's instincts kicked in and he popped a shield. You were trying to stun me and finish me off, weren't you? Oh, so you were, he remarked with a sharp edge. It was honestly a textbook tactical play. It is a real pity you forgot my time as the War Academy's headmaster. From the shadows, glowing crimson chains lunged like living snakes, instantly turning the tide. They whisked him away, giving poor Fonghak a much-needed break. Chu Yi was dragged toward a stone altar as the villain gloated. These battle tactics I was teaching this 10 years ago. Chu Yi, however, was focused on something far more vital. These are abyssal bone chains forged from pure chaotic energy. They are engineered specifically to neutralize holy powers. Once ensnared, your light skills vanish, and your health begins to drain. As Fonghak knelt, awaiting his grand moment, he smirked. Keep struggling, but it is game over. Chu Yi lay, pinned, stretched in 4 directions by those pesky glowing chains. Yikes, that looks painful, and definitely not ideal. My holy energy is completely sealed. Then thunder rumbled quite the bad omen. Fonghak even pinched Chu Yi's cheeks quite gleefully. Those sharp nails stung, forcing poor Chu Yi to cough up some blood. The villain looked ecstatic, dreaming of total chaos. Good old Fonghak. He felt the atmosphere thicken as a sharp glint returned to his eyes. Suddenly, massive boulders rained from the heavens like a fierce summer storm. Despite standing in the open, they remained untouched, as if the rocks avoided them. Chu Yi noticed blurry crimson shadows appearing. Goodness, those were the restless souls of the lost wandering, aimlessly as eerie energy blanketed the entire realm. Seeing this, Fonghak smirked like a lottery winner. Listen well, he sneered. The Lord of Chaos is finally arriving. Deafening thunder shook the entire foundation. The scene looked like a total apocalyptic movie set. Chu Yi watched in absolute shock as the nightmare began. Hundreds of spirits drifted past the altar where he was trapped. He even spotted two familiar faces acting like mindless robots standing still as the spooky energy enveloped them. Dark energy swirled in a chilly mist, turning everyone into statues. Chu Yi was beginning to get truly upset. He was furious at such cruelty. Despite worshipping the monster, the villain simply gave him a cold, polite shrug. It is a necessary sacrifice. You just would not understand, buddy. Things looked grim, so Chu Yi needed a new plan. I could summon my void beast to escape, but that would endanger the whole city. I must stop him myself. With that brave thought, Chu Yi secretly retrieved an S+ rank innate heaven and earth nectar. This special elixir provides a massive boost to all resistances, while greatly enhancing the body's natural recovery speed. He downed it instantly, boosting his status resistance and physical recovery speed by 100%. To Fong Hak, this looked like a fish on a hook. Keep struggling. Chu Yi ignored him as a polite halo appeared. By the divine, I will help these souls find peace. Seeing Chu Yi's confidence, Fong Hak's smugness turned into total confusion. What are you even attempting? Chu Yi gave a polite, grim smile while judging the would-be destroyer. Repent, Chu Yi said, activating a skill to absorb the leftover spiritual energy from the fallen around him. Though weary, he gathered 104 stacks of repentance, forcing his true chi and internal chi to collide. The pain from this reckless gamble was honestly quite intense. It was a bit overwhelming, and he coughed up blood. Through the struggle, his heavenly saint warriors stirred. His legion of ice ghouls also arrived to assist him. The energies clashed, sending a massive shockwave through his system. Chu Yi gritted his teeth politely, forcing his body to adapt. Fong Hak stood there baffled by the energy swirling around Chu Yi. Is he actually attempting a breakthrough right now? Then it hit him. Chu Yi was attempting a second awakening. Realizing the plan, Fong Hak began laughing like a maniac. A forced awakening. Ha ha, you truly are unique, aren't you? It seems desperation has finally fried your brain. He then lectured Chu Yi on the technique. Normally, a second awakening requires a mountain of expensive resources, right? We are talking magic gems, rare herbs, and fancy elixirs. Plus, you would usually need a powerful master for safety. You need protection from outside interference, but here you are with your sacred powers completely sealed away. You are all alone with no extra energy to help. Inside Chu Yi, a massive war between his legions raged. His nervous system was freezing as power ran wild. That energy will simply rampage through you and tear you apart. Fong Hak smiled wickedly, enjoying the struggle. At best, your rank is going to drop like a heavy stone. At worst, your soul is toast. Still, you are a pretty unusual kid, I will give you that much. Even with a tiny chance, I cannot let you win. Chu Yi's mind felt fuzzy as he focused on his goal. While Fong Hak talked, the two energies began to merge. Just die inside Chu Yi's final silent clash had begun. Finally, that annoying, lingering pain is moving out. Those chilly ghouls are turning into sharp crystals. Our angelic friends are fluttering away like confetti. The two grumpy groups are ready for a fusion. No more ouchies for Joe. Ye hooray. You have officially unlocked the Arbiter's legendary signature skill. Time for Arbiter's Advent and armor repairs. You earned 100 shiny new attribute points today. With divine power, our hero looks quite dashing. For his big debut, Fong takes a wall trip. Joe Yi strikes back, vacuuming up the local energy. Now his body is stuck, unable to wiggle. Whoosh Feng is sent flying. Even the ancient blade felt Chui's very grumpy and powerful outburst. He is launched high into the blue sky. Fang Ha finally lands just like a heavy flour sack. He is shocked his legs have vanished. Instead of being upset, he is wearing a spooky grin. Useless think budget, night tricks could stop me. A big cloud of gloomy smoke starts pouring out. It is filling the gap where his legs were. He stands using dark energy to call ghosts. Silly bugs, I have snacked on many people. Chu Yi isn't worried. Your final words are noisy. He points skyward and draws a magic circle. S rank, Advent of Judgment level 1. A holy spanking. It creates a bubble that hurts those dark creatures. Once finished, there is a slight side effect. Stats drop 40% for 2 hours. Focus, Joe. You've been naughty, and I am the judgment. Our hero is the judge deciding this rat's fate. Lightning falls like a storm onto that traitor. Every zap just makes Feng show off. You cannot win, my master's power keeps me going. The air gets heavy as Chu Yi watches. He offers his body, sprouting many dark magical tentacles. They wrap around our hero before he reacts. Chaos rumbles in a deep voice demanding he submit. Wouldn't it be fun to break everything together, pal? Nasty smoke makes him cough dark blood. The floor is covered in bones and crying. All that wailing turns this room into a nightmare. Join us now, he says with red eyes. Chu-Yi finds himself in a very strange state. Luckily, his spirit resists those brainwashing tentacles. Why not join my eternal collection instead? Shui's holy energy flared up, suddenly giving him a nasty headache. Ouch, he escaped. His whole body glowed like a star. Chu-Yi dashed forward, feeling very brave and bold. This brain fog was worse than simple hypnosis. He poked his sword into the chaos. Oops! That wound really stung, making the monster hiss. Its big secret was finally out. How rude. Chu-Yi ignored the noise and asked, "Why, I'm a holy knight." His polite voice cut through. He is an absolute pro at cleaning up evil. His bright aura made those gross tentacles vanish. Boom. The dark energy just couldn't stay together. It was totally losing its grip on reality. Chu-Yi took a second to catch his breath. Suddenly, a spooky blade popped out of the dirt. What's that sound? He wondered, turning his head. The monster landed a sneaky back hit. Yikes, that attack was a bit too close. The monster licked the blood. Pretty gross, honestly. That taste of blood broke its inner limits. I feel amazing. I am the Chaos King. I'm a god. Tiny mortals can't hurt me. Be my helper, and I'll promote you today. That made Chu-Yi want to try harder. A promotion. Let's try a different deal instead. Since you're being a bully, I'll show you. And one more thing, if you're playing God... He gave a cheeky smile. You're just a clone. That is exactly why this hurts. Keep acting tough and everyone will laugh. Suddenly, the monster felt a very bad vibe. This is totally impossible. It stuttered out. Chu-Yi rubbed his head. Oh boy, here goes. 2 minutes left, I better hurry up then. He waved a hand and a light beam erupted. A bunch of holy soldiers showed up. That's some high-level S-rank magic right there. The archers were ready, just waiting for orders. This trick cost 30% of his life. A little warning popped up. Keeping these guys around is quite a workout. The soldiers looked calm and professional. Even the chaos monster started looking a bit nervous. Listen up, Bugs. You can't hold me back. At Zhou-Yi's silent command, his legion's eyes snapped open. Operation Cleanup start. Time for some divine payback. The entire holy headquarters arrived as a brilliant light of justice struck the villain down. A massive blast shook the earth, vaporizing everything nearby. Even solid stone turned to dust against such an insane power. The shockwave rattled the distant forest. At the center of the fresh crater, our hero Zhou-Yi took a knee. His body was battered, but golden light pulsed through his scars. A system alert flashed beside a floating crimson crystal. You obtained an evil god's power. Crystal, quality is unknown because it is damaged. Then he spat out some blood. He could barely manage a ragged whisper before finally falling onto the chilly floor. Wait, was that just a copy? Dust danced across the silent battlefield around our brave warrior. Above the night sky kept watch over the exhausted hero. It looked like he was finally heading for a well-deserved nap after that wild and high-stakes showdown. Yet despite his joints popping like fireworks, he forced himself back up one more time with pure heroic willpower. Moving was a total luxury as the system screamed at him. Warning. Vital signs failing. Get medical help immediately. Joe checked his stats. Critical danger. Heart rate only 8 beats per minute. Now that is a bit concerning. Blood pressure 50/30. 17 fractures and major internal damage. System says fix it now or else. He bet it all on one last trump card. Skill active Divine Advent Restoration. A beautiful glowing light gathered. Nearby, Liu Jie checked on his friend. Thankfully, Ba was stirring even if her head felt totally fuzzy. Wait, weren't we relaxing? She asked. Liu Jie smiled, explaining that they had just witnessed a genuine miracle. A giant beam of light pierced the heavens. Suddenly, thousands of cute, tiny spirits started floating everywhere. They zipped around town, mending wounds. This was Joe's legendary level 1 S-rank skill doing its magic. The spell created a holy zone over the whole city, washing away every last bit of lingering dark energy. Everyone was saved. How sweet. But the cost Joe's stats will stay at 0 for 10 whole days. Under the stars, the void beast sighed. Joe, you overdid it. You broke your body to unlock that rank. Using your ultimate heal too, you're a piece of work. Honestly, you're lucky to still be breathing right now. Let's get out of here. You've done plenty. You could have just stayed in the shadows, you know. If I did that, I'd be no better than those villains. Joe wheezed, struggling to catch his breath. Before choosing my new class, I thought back to those stressful days right before my big college entrance exams. At the ceremony, I chose the Holy Knight path. I dreamed of shiny armor, epic skills, and total honesty. That radiant cross on his giant hammer represents his unwavering belief in doing what is right for everyone. With one last epic swing, he fulfilled his duty. Even while hurting Joe, stayed true to his promise of righteousness. That is what being a holy knight is all about. He gasped, his lungs burning with every tiny breath. If I ran away, I'd be a fake. He coughed. Power is useless if you don't use it for good. He tapped a button. Positioning system activate. A blue portal appeared just as a voice called from the ridge. Sir, what's the status? Wang Hao watched the chaos, realizing this fight was way above his pay grade. One thing was clear. A true hero risked everything last night to keep the whole city safe from harm. He's our guardian angel. Meanwhile, Joe teleported home, gasping as red warnings filled his vision. System scan starting. Severe soul damage detected. Vitals are failing. Mana tank is completely bone dry. This looks pretty bad. Stats zeroed for 10 days. As he blacked out, he saw a timer counting down 239 minutes. Eventually, the world stopped spinning. Those annoying red pop-ups were finally gone, and he could see again. Joe blinked, finding himself in a warm, bubbly bath. He slowly climbed out of a fancy high-tech recovery tank. Covered in wires, Joe realized he'd been out for 2 days. Nearby, Wang Hui was waiting with a stern look. "Morning, sleepyhead. How was the fight? Are you a legend? Or just a complete maniac for going in alone?" Joe gave a shy grin. "It was an emergency." Golden light still flickered under his skin as he coughed. The older man spoke calmly. "Your mana circuits are a total mess right now. You've really done a number. Normal medicine won't cut it. This magic spring is for your soul. Now listen carefully to what I say. 5 rare dragon orbs are in that water. They're priceless, so you better soak up every last bit of power. Don't waste a drop." But Joe yelled, "Master, wait. This is just your leftover foot-soaking water, isn't it?" Wang Hui gave a clueless, goofy grin while trying to dodge the subject. "Don't worry about the small stuff. The big win is that you're still safe and sound." His expression turned serious as he swiped open a glowing holographic screen. "Let me catch you up on everything that happened while you were napping. For those 2 days. The security team in Longfang City did a stellar job protecting the battlefield. They even managed to save a tiny sample of that lingering holy light. Both of them leaned in to study the shimmering data floating in midair. Take a good look at this energy wave graph right here, my student. The frequency is a perfect match for your own unique sacred power. If anyone started digging, they would trace this back to you in a heartbeat. That's why I've officially taken credit for everything in Longfang City." Zhou Yi pouted, "Master, I don't want to hide behind your shadow like a rookie," but Wang Hui insisted, gently reminding him he was still a young lower-ranked hunter. "Publicizing your win would just attract dangerous assassins from that evil god cult. Those fanatics won't hesitate to take out anyone they see as a threat. We have to be smart about this. I used my special clearance to mark this case as S top secret. Once you reach your 3rd advancement, all this glory returns to its rightful owner." The young man's brows knit together as he remembered the brutal life-or-death moments of that legendary battle. He spoke up clearly. "Master, after I defeated that evil god, I realized its true form was just a concentrated crystal of pure power." He summoned the object as proof, inviting Wang Hui to examine it. "So this is the true face of that wicked deity. Not very impressive, is it? It looks quite small, but it caused so much pain. Just touching it reveals the cries of countless souls filled with deep resentment. They were all clumped together in a tragic mass of dark energy. Seeing this horrible sight made the man's blood boil with righteous fury. A mere fragment, yet it dared to create such absolute chaos. Wang Hui gathered massive energy into his palm, making the very air ripple. "Seal!" In a flash, he bound the cursed crystal in layers of glowing holy fabric. Somewhere else, Hong Ling's gardening shears stopped mid-clip when he heard Wang Hui's name. The old man turned sharply, wondering why that man went to Longfang. Yuying gave a polite and truthful report on the situation. "Intel says Zhou Yi, Wang Hui's direct disciple, was in Longfang for a mission. He spotted our movements and contacted Wang Hui, who had just arrived." Hong Ling rubbed his chin thoughtfully, his expression turning quite pensive. "Wang Hui is a tricky one to deal with. This is quite troublesome. Tell all branches to go into deep cover and avoid poking the military." His subordinate nodded instantly, responding with a polite, "Yes, sir." The old man's eyes stayed fixed on a beautiful red rose before him. "Why is that name Chu Yi so familiar?" Then a ghost voice snapped him back. 2 months ago, Chu Yi ruined our plans during the freshman tournament. We suspected he tamed a void beast and have been watching him. The elder finally realized exactly who this Chu Yi was. It's him, the clever lad with plenty of leveling tricks. A playful yet crafty smirk spread across his wrinkled face. "Let's send our friend an unforgettable welcome gift." A voice chirped, "Consider it done!" Snap. The poor flower was suddenly plucked from its stem. It tumbled softly onto the chilly floor in the moonlight. Elsewhere, Shen Lingfang stood alone in the pouring rain. He stared at the fancy villa, his mind spinning with questions. That fellow lives in a dump without any powerful family backing him up. How could he possibly obtain such monstrous, godlike strength? This is just too bizarre to be true. Suddenly, smash. A strange object crashed right through the window. Ling Fang perked up instantly. Wait, who is that guy over there? Then a wild roar shattered the peaceful night air. He blinked in shock, trying to process this sudden explosion of chaos. Inside, a gloomy figure was bothering little Chu Yun's safety. New friends are my favorite. Your fear smells quite unique and tasty. He spoke with a growl, showing off some very shiny teeth. And you two make the perfect pair. He finished laughing wickedly. Lu Bang gathered spooky energy and zoomed right toward them, double the fun. But then a sudden guest crashed the party. A massive collision occurred. Clouds of dust filled the room. Talk about a surprise entrance. The attack froze midair. Look, it's our friend Ling Fang. With his power glowing, he saved the day just in time. His opponent stood there, completely stunned. Lu Bing, sporting that crimson dragon bloodline, lunged forward again. Another challenger. Ling Fang stepped into a cool battle pose. Meanwhile, miles away, a spark of intuition hit Chu Yi. He could tell something was definitely going sideways back home. He popped those medical tubes and started floating like a pro. With his void beast and space butterfly, he was ready. He sounded quite firm as he gave his next order. Beam me to Chu Yun pronto. He was serious. Xiao Qi's energy was dipping. Xiao Yun was in real trouble. No time for talk, find her now. The beast focused hard. A sparkly butterfly circle appeared instantly. I'll do my best to keep you together, it chirped. But as for the landing, that's up to fate. Good luck. Suddenly, the air cracked like a broken window. Chu Yi dived straight into the rift without a second thought. He quickly spotted the intense showdown between his two pals. Even while struggling, Ling Fang looked back with a kind smile. Hey, little girl, can you stand? Chu Yun nodded bravely. Go find your big brother right now. Poor Lu Bing was finally outmatched, his face a colorful map of bruises. You pesky little rascal, he spat. Do you have a death wish? Is one girl really worth all this trouble? Ling Fang gasped, catching his breath. Worth it. He instantly launched a massive pillar of fire. And with it, he growled through grit teeth, is strictly none of your concern. It felt as if a dragon's fiery fury had truly awakened. Lu Bing vanished into a pile of ash, leaving only a lingering scream. The intense heat slowly faded into the crisp night air. Ling Fang wiped the warm blood from his chin with a polite sigh. That sharp, sticky sensation actually helped settle his racing thoughts. Seeing her brother Chu Yun dove right into Chu Yi's protective arms, but he looked unwell as his face suddenly turned paper white. Ugh! She quickly poured her heart out. You're finally here. That guy was terrifying. He hurt our friend. Chu Yi gently patted her head. Don't worry anymore, little sister. I've got you. He then noticed Ling Fang nearby, shaking and barely able to keep his balance. Even though he looked like he'd been through a blender, Ling Fang stayed witty. Yo, look who finally decided to join the party. Your big brother really takes his sweet time, huh? I thought you'd be a roasted pigeon. Chu Yun stepped in with protective fire. Hey, you shouldn't talk about my brother that way. Ling Fang gave a cheeky smirk. Ouch, kid, your words are breaking my poor heart. I did risk my life for you, you know. But she didn't budge. I'll definitely pay you back, but you still can't insult him. Since we were tiny, no matter what, my brother was always my shield. He's the greatest big brother in the whole universe. The poor guy winced, pressing a hand to his nasty chest wound. Hey, Chu Yi, at least your sister knows how to be grateful. Why haven't I heard a single thank you from you yet? Blood dripped as he kept teasing them with his witty remarks. Is this all the class a holy knight has? Chu Yi stopped his sister. Xiao Yun, ignore him. He's just jealous of my sister. He's just cranky, so he's talking nonsense to feel better. The two siblings were perfectly in sync as they teased him back. Even though Ling Fang saved her, Chu Yi wondered if this was a ploy. It seemed like a classic case of wanting what's out of reach, and then trying to act cool. This hit home, making Ling Fang mutter, "You're good." He was so flustered he could practically spit blood. Me jealous of you in your dreams. But from the physical strain, his world suddenly started spinning into a deep darkness. His eyes rolled back as he lost consciousness, but just as he began to fall, a sharp stake suddenly pinned him midair. Dark red blood coated the metal rod as his body slowly slid down. Chu Yi watched the scene unfold with pure shock. He quickly shielded Chu Yun's eyes from the nightmare. A faint, familiar voice piped up once more. Hey, Chu Yi, quit stalling. I haven't even logged out yet, so don't be a statue. Chu Yi shot back. Shen Ling Feng half dead and still talking trash. Guess those injuries aren't as bad as they look, huh? Then he started questioning Ling Feng's rather suspicious behavior lately. I'm just wondering how you timed your arrival during the ambush. He stayed silent while memories rushed back like a film. Actually, there's a viral new trend called the Hero's Path of Remembrance. Wait, what on earth is that supposed to be? Ling Fong heard people were visiting heroes' old homes to absorb growth vibes. If we learn a trick, won't our level increase? Are you serious? Stop pulling my leg, man. Why would I lie? Everyone is doing it lately. I swear. He let out a rough cough while faking a polite excuse. Cough. Can't a guy just pass by? Not everything revolves around you. Did you think I'd actually suck up to you? He silently hid the embarrassing truth from his cheerful friends. Meanwhile, Chu Yun panicked as Chu Yi slumped against her. Brother, what's happening? Exhaustion made his head spin. My bad. I didn't mean to scare you like that. His arm glowing with strange golden veins looked terrible as she cried out. Brother, her cry echoed through the silence. Seeing him covered in scars and motionless, Chu Yun muffled her heavy sobs. Tears flooded her eyes and poured down her face in a sad, relentless stream. Panicking, she grabbed her phone like a lifeline. What do I do? She dialed the number through tears, pleading for help. Brother, don't leave me. Please pick up the phone. A sudden playful voice from behind made her heart race even faster. Geez, Chu Yi, your room looks more trash than a boss dungeon. It was Wang Hui making his grand, cheerful entrance. He grabbed the phone with a reassuring wink. Don't worry, I've got this. Right then, Shan Ran burst in shouting for him. She hurried to his side, offering a mysterious glowing green potion. Drink this fast, brother. You'll feel much better. Wang Hui channeled his healing aura while lecturing him nonstop. You little troublemaker, you love making extra work for me. I just saved your hide, and you ran off without defensive buffs. You actually charged straight into that space-time rift. It's a total miracle you're alive. I'm no high-level cleric, so this healing is only temporary. After the frantic treatment, Chu Yi's eyes finally fluttered open. He wondered how they found him while Wang Hui sighed politely. The Void Beast sensed your critical HP after you hopped that rift. After it dragged you home, it found me quickly. Shernyan and I tracked that aura right here. It's identical to those cultists from Elfong County. They weren't hunting you, though. They ambushed Chu Yun instead. They're likely clueless about our past. They simply saw a familiar face and struck out for revenge. Meanwhile, the military began a quiet purge. We're exposed while they're hidden. This place is compromised. You must reach the family estate immediately. Chu Yi agreed completely. It was the safest sanctuary for Yun. Still, Wang Hui fretted over his injuries. He insisted, teleportation is too dangerous for someone as physically battered as you are right now. You'll board a Sky-class cruiser instead. It's an A-rank vessel with elite defenses. You'll arrive in 48 hours. I'll arrange a pickup at the port. Xian spoke up, vowing to protect Chu Yi this time. As they planned, a faint whimpering echoed nearby. Wang Hui kept talking while scanning the damp shadows. We don't know the cult's true reach. Travel as simple tourists. The more low-key, the better. The odd sniffling continued until Wang Hui finally spotted a figure sobbing in a dark corner. Am I invisible to you guys? Why are you ignoring me? I'm hurt and suffering too, you know. Wang Hui chuckled, giving the boy a playful head tap. My mistake. Let's see those little scratches. Wait, aren't you that kid? Chu Yi humbled in the freshman tournament. Ling Fang laughed, awkwardly thanking him. Soon, at the bustling sky port, Chu Yi sat in his wheelchair, flanked by his crew and the newcomer. Seeing Chu Yi looking so natural as a young master, Ling Fang's face twisted with pure annoyance. I object. Why does he get a throne while I, a proud dragon descendant, act like his servant? Sun Yan met his gaze coolly. You're only here because you made such a scene earlier. Quiet down. Ling Fang jumped up, his voice crackling with righteous indignation and a flare of dragon tear drama. The headmaster ordered me to join. You think I wanted this. I carry the Flame Dragon's bloodline. The ship is here. Yun cheered. Suddenly, a thick, mystical fog rolled in, completely obscuring the area. As the mist cleared, a colossal vessel appeared, a celestial craft far more majestic than they ever imagined. A shimmering golden limb descended from the heavens, swaying as gracefully as a fine silk ribbon. A giant flying octopus. Yun squealed, running forward. Hello, Mr. Octopus, brother. Look at how amazing this is. It's literally glowing. Seeing her excitement, Chu Yi offered a very calm and polite scholarly explanation. That's just mana charging the engines during this refueling break. It needs a full tank to soar. Those limbs act as fancy stairs for guests. In combat, they become shields or powerful mana cannons. Boarding the ship felt like entering a palace. Suddenly, a polite but firm announcement filled the air. Final call for Sky-class travelers. Gates close shortly. Please finalize your check-in at the main desk. Suo Ran noticed Chu Yi looking a bit pale and stepped closer, her voice filled with concern. Would you like to rest, Master Chu Yi? Takeoffs are taxing. Your suite has mana-dampening seals. Chu Yi let out a playful, witty smirk. Little Ran, are you trying to baby me again? She turned bright red, waving her hands in a panic. No, I just want you to be comfortable. Chu Yi grinned, enjoying the witty banter. First snacks, then sunscreen, then you nagged me about medicine. You're quite the little worrier, aren't you? He gave her a soft, reassuring look. I'm fine, truly. No need to fret. Suddenly, a flashy stranger strutted over her eyes, widening as she spotted him. She reached out to stroke his cheek. Such a masterpiece, your skin is as flawless as snow. She purred with a wild mix of adoration and pity. Seeing you so fragile fills me with longing. Come with big sister. I'll find a top-tier priest to fix that delicate body. The group stood frozen. Suo-ran snapped first. Fire blazed in her eyes as her whip lashed out like a lightning strike. Keep your filthy hands off him, she growled, unless you'd like to lose them right now. The woman just checked her nails, totally unbothered. She let out a dramatic, mocking little sigh. Ooh, the kitten has claws. It was just a friendly tea invitation. Your master hasn't complained yet. Why so tense? Tell me, handsome, is this fierce little guard your secret lover? Suo-ran seethed. She looked ready to pounce. I see. No wonder she wants to devour me just for touching you. Hey, sister, if you have a crush, just be honest. Trust me, I definitely know that feeling. As Suo-ran reached her limit, Zhou Yi softly held her hand to soothe her. He then noticed the massive warning sign. He whispered kindly, do not fall for it. These sky sail rules strictly forbid any kind of leveling up brawls. Troublemakers face the dark hold with their mana sealed away. Once Su-ran calmed down, Zhou faced the lady with a grin. Offering his most polite smile, he said, if you want fun, the third-class deck is much more cheerful. The games below fit your energy much better, ma'am. A humble guy like me just cannot keep up. He acted sweet, but his combat senses were sharp. He knew she was secretly scouting every single one of their moves. Her flirting masked a much deeper goal. The lady scoffed, calling the third-class deck a dump for talentless workers. Is he actually comparing me to peasants? She fumed. My, aren't you quite the party pooper, young master? She sneered. People around here call me the one and only Lady Hong. You have totally ruined the vibe. I always get my way. Soon you will be begging to serve me. The crew bowed low as she passed. Su-ran began to speak, but Zhou Yi turned to Shen Lingfang. Did you see that strange chain on her wrist? It looked damp, as if from the deep ocean. Recognize that? Zhou asked. Shen nodded with a very grim expression. That is the official crest of the Mermaid Merchant Guild, Shen explained very knowingly. Our dear Su-ran likely missed that these guild members are incredibly rich. Lately, they have completely dominated the bay. While they seem legit, their hidden side is terrifying. They hunt down beautiful heroes with rare bloodlines for wicked plans, snatching them to be sold like toys to high bidders. Those poor souls often meet a very sad end. As for this woman, Lady Hong is likely a high-ranking shark within that very dangerous guild. Their boss has powerful friends. Even my father said we must steer clear of them at all costs. Get this, their local branch even went to war with the famous Chu family years ago. Shockingly, the mighty Chu family lost. Shen felt a cold shiver, wondering if he should tell Zhou Yi everything. As he debated coming clean, Zhou Yi processed this piece of the puzzle. Our hero grew very quiet and thoughtful. He realized Lady Hong was a real threat, testing their limits to gauge the market value of their skills. Chu Yun is the lowest level member, making her the easiest target after thinking the main character proposed a plan. Shen Ling Fang, while aboard for 2 days, please guard Chu Yun closely. Lady Hong is quite ruthless. She will surely seek revenge by targeting dear Chu Yun. Shen Lingfang nodded with a very enthusiastic, polite smile. No worries. Do you really think I cannot protect one sweet girl? The spaceship glided through the silent void. A member of the cleaning staff pushed a cart slowly down the quiet and peaceful hotel corridor. Behind her silhouette, a blazing crimson light flared. A mysterious beam shot straight into the bedroom of the girls. The strange glow floated toward Shen Lingfang's quarters. This blood-red radiance swallowed every corner of the small room. The late-night intruder was none other than Lady Hong. She scanned them like a spider sizing up a snack. My darlings, I have arrived. Her greedy eyes landed on Chu Yun. That rare succubus bloodline will fetch a legendary price. Bite. She turned to Sunun Yin before approaching Shen. She boldly felt his muscles while offering a rather blunt assessment. This boy looks plain, but his physical stats are sturdy. He could survive the mana mines for 10 years. Those words hit Shen Ling Fang like a slap. Excuse me, your entire family is actually plain looking. With that witty curse, he launched a powerful kick. Lady Hong simply smirked with a face of polite contempt. Refusing to calm down, he charged again, shouting, "Who are you calling plain?" His internal rage was still boiling. Neither side would retreat as they crashed together in a very tense, witty confrontation. A bizarre streak of light flared as Shen used his anger to fuel a relentless leveling up assault. Lady Hong used silk ribbons to bind him. Meanwhile, Sunan finally woke up and jumped into the fray. Suddenly, a wild wolf lunged at Lady Hong, but she quickly tied its furry snout shut. Sunian screamed as Xiaoai was cornered. Lady Hong spat, "Well played! You were all cleverly deceiving me." The flame dragon bloodline. She whispered, her sharp gaze shifting back toward the girls. She chuckled politely. "A succubus bloodline. You are more than a pretty face." Chuai entered, bowing politely to thank Lady Hong. "Thank you for the wonderful gadget, Lady Hong. It blocked security, allowing us to make our move in private." Even so, Lady Hong didn't blink. She just gave a cute little smirk. "Go ahead, try your hardest. You're just a cute newbie kid." Witness true power. Before she could scheme, Ling Feng zipped forward like lightning. Angry at being played, she politely refused to give up. "Stop pretending to be good." Ling Feng launched a fire spell. "You've definitely crossed the line now." Oops, his punch only hit a tiny ribbon before it vanished. Then the silk gathered once more. It reappeared right behind him, preparing a super sharp strike. A huge, scary blow was aimed at poor Ling Feng. Spotting a chance, Sunny instantly activated her cool Phantom Shadow combo. But as she got close, things got tricky. Sticky silk threads trapped her in an instant. From her toes to her chin, she was tucked into a cozy, inescapable white silk cocoon. Lady Hong giggled at Su-Ran. "Comfy in there, dear," she joked, as her puppet readied sharp wires. About to face a final attack, Su-Ran worried her good luck had finally run out. A heavy hit landed right on Su-Ran's back. Madame Hong smiled at Zhao Yi, enjoying the show. "Any more tricks, Master? Better hurry up. I think I'll turn you into a lovely permanent trophy." Zhao Yi stayed polite, but his mind was racing. Saving his friends depended entirely on his next move. Those puppet attacks were draining Su-Ran's mana fast. Thankfully, his master had a dimension-breaking secret item. Using it was risky, though. The whole room might explode and call every single guard. He had to wait for the perfect moment. Meanwhile, Su-Ran was barely dodging those attacks. Suddenly, her eyes glowed a bright red as a hidden power started to wake up. Madame Hong waved, surrounded by pink mist. "Don't be shy, darling. Just accept this wonderful power I'm giving." Su-Ran struggled to breathe. "Stay away," she cried. Madame Hong just stepped closer with a playful tease. "Why so difficult, dear? We're so alike. Think about poor Zhao Yi's safety for a second. He's injured, and your friend is useless. Are you really going to be that selfish? Don't you want your precious Zhao Yi to survive?" Su-Ran just gave a very polite no. The villain laughed. "Zhao Yi did everything for you, and now you're just acting like a helpless girl. Look at him. He can barely stand, yet he's still trying to protect you." Her mean laughter echoed. "And you're just stuck in these silly silk strings. How could a weakling like you save anyone?" "Is it time for the succubus power?" Nearby, Zhao Yi quietly used his secret legendary item. A magical glow burst from the artifact. Boom. An explosion sent those silk puppets flying everywhere. A mysterious laugh rang through the smoke. Out stepped a figure with a very charming and lethal vibe. With a bright, playful smile, she broke the silence. "Zhao Yi, it's been forever." He was totally shocked. It made sense now. She was the spirit inside Su-Ran. Even Madame Hong looked a bit worried. A legendary, pure-blooded succubus. The villain's eyes lit up with greed as she gave a wicked grin. "The ultimate prize for my collection." Zhao Yi's head was spinning while Shen just stared, totally confused. He couldn't look away from her breathtaking new look and amazing aura. The whole crew was simply speechless. Now fully awake, Su-Ran spoke coolly. "So you're the one picking on my dear Zhao Yi. A little level 30 puppet master. How adorable." She checked her stats instantly. "Yep, just level 30. "I'm proud of my level," Madame Hong snapped. "You're just a half-breed trying to defy my authority. Hey, Kwan Masasana might." She launched sharp ribbons at her. "My guild has plenty of room for another succubus test subject." Seeing the danger, Zhao Yi panicked, but Su-Ran just gave him a very confident, playful little smirk. She casually caught the deadly ribbons like they were toys. With a graceful dance-like move, she shredded the silk into tiny pieces. "Listen up," she laughed. "Pesky insects like you belong in cages." Lady Hong turned pale as the power spiked. "Wait, is this a legendary high-level domain?" It was the Purple Abyss Rune Domain, the ultimate succubus skill that turns an enemy's power to 0. Zhao Yi's jaw dropped in disbelief. He could feel it. Her power was suddenly 10 times stronger than before. Panicking as her stats fell, Lady Hong started sweating. She threw every puppet she had, hoping to survive. Our sweet Sunian didn't appear concerned at all. She gracefully raised one hand, dancing her fingers through the air like a master weaver. Suddenly, Lady Hong felt a massive shiver as the earth beneath her feet rebelled, launching her high into the clouds. A giant rocky hand snatched her by the throat. As her face turned crimson, a wave of ancient, dusty memories flooded her mind. Spitting out fresh blood, she wheezed, asking what kind of clever trickery was being played on her. Sunyan's eyes sparkled with playful mischief. I am simply helping you take a polite stroll down memory lane, my dear. Don't you look lovely? Forced memory digging is quite intense. It turns your darkest nightmares into a very exhausting reality. Totally overwhelmed by the vision, Lady Hong let out a piercing scream. She felt her mind fracturing under the pressure. Stop acting like such a polite, innocent little girl, she shrieked in agony. You are a noble demon, a terrifying monster wearing a cute mask. Imagine if your boyfriend saw your true colors. Sunan Yin didn't flinch at those venomous words. Instead, she prepared to end the game with her Void Demon Sword Seed move. Mystical energy erupted, trapping Lady Hong in a magical cage. She turned ghostly white, her eyes wide with pure terror. Seeing her enemy so helpless, Sun Yan couldn't resist a polite, mocking little giggle at the pathetic sight. She treated the insults like a silly joke while wearing a confident smirk. In my world, I am the one who sets the rules. Looking rather bored, she gave the final order to finish things. Her power reached a breathtaking new level. The pressure made the air shatter like glass. Suddenly, the heavy weight of time began catching up to Lady Hong's face. Her youth melted away into deep wrinkles. Her skin cracked like a broken doll, completely drained of all life. But wait, that was merely a decoy. Nearby, the real Lady Hong sat casually puffing smoke from her long pipe. She took a graceful stretch to loosen up, whispering to herself with a knowing, subtle grin. A second-born dragon from the famous Chu clan, is it? She observed the newcomers with a curious spark in her eye. Could they be from the legendary Tianlan family? She told her assistant to notify the old man immediately. I will choose this year's gift myself. Meanwhile, Sunan Hian was acting unusually sweet, making the others quite suspicious. Brother Shen Shi is acting very strange, but Shen Lingfang stepped in, blocking their path with a serious look. Stay back, she is very dangerous right now. Sun Yan's voice changed completely as she clung tightly to her friend. I have waited such a long time for you. He remained calm, asking softly when all of this truly began. She silenced him gently, promising he would remember. Suddenly, a vivid image of Sunny flashed through his mind. The memory of their kiss became crystal clear. He realized she was the one who saved his soul from darkness. He stood there, frozen, completely speechless. It was you. You were the one there for me back then, he stammered. Because you saved me, I conquered the dark arts. Hearing this, Sun Yan's eyes sparkled with pure, heartfelt joy. You remembered, I am so happy, she cheered. Suddenly, Shen Lingfang charged forward with mountain-crushing fury. Step away from him right now, he roared. Sunny countered with a powerful punch, her gaze turning cold and terrifying. Is our little fire dragon having a fit? She asked sharply. Don't forget we are all on the same team. Though dizzy, he spat back with venom. Stop the acting, I can see exactly who you really are. You have awakened a hidden bloodline, haven't you? Monster. Suddenly he stopped, trembling with a sudden deep fear. He looked like he was staring at death itself. Sunny's fist began to glow with a terrifying, destructive energy. Should I take your tongue as a little snack? She asked coldly. Chu Yi shouted for her to stop immediately. He barely dodged her lethal blow just in time. However, she had no plans of letting him go so easily. Chasing him with incredible speed, she landed a crushing blow. He flew backward, his face twisted in absolute agony. She grabbed him by the hair, but he just smirked. Did I hit a nerve, you terrifying little beast? She unleashed her wrath, raining down strikes until he was helpless. She watched him like a predator finishing its meal. You arrogant fool, she hissed, tightening her grip. She then glanced toward the creature hiding nearby with pure sarcasm. Your tiny claws couldn't even scratch Lady Hong. Do you really think you could ever hope to hurt me? Chu Yi cried out, tossing a strange object forward. Suddenly, a brilliant golden light exploded into the air. It was a legendary holy shield that required 0 mana to use. It instantly formed a perfect, unbreakable barrier. A special gift from the principal, it needed recharging after use. Chu Yi struggled to stand up from his wheelchair. Xia, please just stop, he pleaded softly. Shen Lingfeng frowned, giving him a very urgent, desperate warning. Chu Yi, buddy, I'm just being a good pal. If that spirit nabs you, my mission is toast. Trust me, that girl isn't herself anymore. An ancient family soul has taken the wheel. If this guest doesn't leave soon, the real lady is in deep trouble. But guess what? Right as he finished, she just admitted everything without missing a single beat. Talk about being honest. I'm certainly not that sweet girl. A total softie like her couldn't hurt a fly. She actually begged me to save your skin. Our hero didn't buy that spicy talk. He grabbed her arm and snapped zip it. I know her better than anyone. She risked everything to keep me safe. So don't talk trash. She's the bravest lady I've ever had the pleasure of knowing. I've got her back no matter what crazy path she takes. Our main man finally let go, feeling a little dazed inside. Thanks for the 3 rescues, the dungeon, the trial, and whatever this was. I promise to pay you back for every single one. But seriously, can we have the real girl back? He poured his heart out right then and there without holding anything back. Just tell me the price to get you back where you came from. She laughed and teased. Wow, aren't you a lucky guy? She gave him a quick peck on the cheek. That's down payment number 1. Our buddy quickly shielded the kid's eyes from the romance. Just like that, her form began to vanish into thin air. But before poofing away, she whispered a chilly little secret to him. She can't afford my fee, she warned. He had a bad feeling. Every time she went wild, it was only to protect him. Suddenly, the normal girl fainted right into his arms. Cradling her gently, he gave a quiet, worried shout to his friend. Hey, Shin. The guy flinched and groaned. Now what? Hanging out with you guys is seriously hazardous to my health. Ignoring the whining, our hero asked, So, what's the deal with this family spirit thing you were talking about earlier? His friend clicked his wonky shoulder back into place. Gramps says fancy bloodlines are like ancient locked-up demons. If you're a powerhouse, it's a helpful sidekick. But if you're weak, it's a total body-stealing monster. That was news to our hero. Body-snatching Shen nodded immediately. Yep, a total hostile takeover of the soul. Why else would she act so weird? Rumor has it might just be a wild split personality coming out to play. Others think an ancient ghost is hiding in her DNA. As he tucked her into bed, his buddy kept explaining the situation. It's hard to put into words, but she's definitely using way more power than her body can actually handle. She'll lose her mind soon. Or worse, her entire personality might completely vanish into the void. Or her clashing powers could cause a total collapse. She'd be in constant agony. Chu Yi felt deeply unsettled by the news. To get help, she would have to surrender her body completely. He paused to think. So that's why you've been so distracted. Is that merged soul finally becoming too much to handle? Still, Chu Yi had to ask one last thing. Is there a way to untangle souls? The answer was a hard no. I'd have fixed it long ago if I could. Suddenly, Chu Yun asked Big Brother, You know how to save Ran, right? He was speechless. Being pressured by both cousins was exhausting. Shenling Fang felt his patience snap in total frustration. Go home and ask your own clan patriarch. Instead, those old masters have seen every strange thing in the world. Besides, if your family can't fix it, try the Jiang clan. They are a massive, legendary powerhouse. Suddenly, urgent footsteps echoed from outside, drawing closer. A squad of airship guards rushed in, looking incredibly tense. The moment they arrived, they charged right into the room. A stern voice boomed, Who's the one starting trouble in here? No one disrupts the peace of the Sky Sovereign. The captain barked, All right, you better start talking right now. This isn't a playground for spoiled young masters to mess around in. Both Chu Yi and Chu Yun stayed silent. Together, they pointed their fingers straight at poor Shen. One identical thought flashed through both of their minds. He's the perfect fall guy. The guards immediately swarmed him. Shen Lingfang screamed, Wait, I'm being framed by these two. Don't you people have any sense of justice left? Locked away downstairs. Shen was nearly in tears. I was totally framed. Why blame me for Jiang Chuan? Just wait till I'm out. I'm going to personally dismantle that guy's wheelchair. Finally, the intercom chirped. The Sky Sovereign has reached Skyport. Will all passengers please disembark in an orderly fashion? The man arrested days ago now looked perfectly polished. It was clear he'd paid a hefty price for his freedom. Shen Lingfang leaned in and whispered, Chu Hong is a big deal, yet he's your chauffeur. You've got serious pull. Down at the port, a welcoming party was already waiting. A young girl was even waving her arms with pure excitement. Noticing her wild enthusiasm, Chu Hong whispered, Shall I be discreet? The principal said, This mission is top secret. After the quick reminder, Xiao Ai nodded with a very serious look on her face. The figures on the pier sharpened as Chu Hong stepped forward with a wide grin. Welcome home. A tough journey, ye hop in and relax. Taken aback by the kindness, Chu Yi blinked twice. He chuckled, Are we already buddies? Thanks. The fancy car took off like a literal bolt of lightning. Only a dust cloud lingered. They had no idea Madame Hong was watching from the shadows. Greed danced in her eyes as she muttered, Chu Yi, the star pupil and Master Wang's disciple. The Chu clan hit a real genius, snagging him would skyrocket my standing in the guild. Inside the ride, Chu Ran spotted the item. Wait, is that a legendary ice soul spider artifact? Chu Hong laughed. Sharp eye, it's a gift from Wang, a high-tech magical security barrier. It keeps out any nosy psychic spies. Chu Yi grinned. You really pulled out all the stops. Chu Hang brushed it off politely. Nothing but the best, but his hidden hand, signaling Xia to make her move. She flashed a sunny smile at the girl. Hey, Cousin Yun. A small gift for our first meeting. Enjoy. Chu Hong leaned back secretly, calculating his next play. If Yi skips the hidden class quest befriending Chu Yun is my golden ticket to recruiting him. Chu Yun giggled, "Thank you, cousin." Seeing her joy made Chu Hang feel incredibly self-satisfied. He was already envisioning his grand scheme with Yi's god-tier talent. Unmatched, and such elite financial backers' success is virtually guaranteed. The Chu family will rule the peak soon, ending the fluff. He spoke with newfound authority. Like I mentioned, power is divided between the patriarchs and the High Council. The old patriarch protects the Ice Dragon Tower and holds the keys to our secret resources. Stern Chufang leads the council, managing all the equipment for the lower-ranked disciples. They're always bickering. He's terrified that rivals might try to sabotage your growth. He leaned in his face, turning grave. This path is top secret. Even the guards are clueless. Hearing the political drama, Chu Yi just smirked. What a total waste of energy, Chu Hong. Tell me about this ice dragon abyss. What's the deal? Chu Hang replied with a cheerful grin. It's our holy ground and Kong Ya's resting place. Long ago, our ancestor met a frost dragon far north. Kong Ya's scales were tougher than magic iron. A single icy breath could shatter entire glaciers. Ancestor fought him for 49 rounds over a year. Finally, he used a blood contract to tame him. When demons invaded, Kong Ya carried our hero to battle during the climax of the Great Snow War. The dragon blocked the demon cave with his own body. By the time the cavalry arrived, Kong Ya died, but his soul stayed behind, worried the dragon's spirit would vanish forever. He sealed the soul inside the body, hoping to resurrect his scaly best friend one day. But amidst the following chaos, our great ancestor simply vanished into thin air. Now those remains are the mystic realm we visit. They chatted until the wheels crunched over thin ice. They'd reached the snowy mountain roads. Chu Hang continued, his eyes sparkling with old memories. The legendary ice dragon abyss. The walls are scales, the pillars are bone, and the lake is blood. There are 3 trial stages. Reach the 3rd layer, and you're fast-tracked to the inner gate. Chu chimed in politely. So Kong Ya's soul is basically acting as a teacher for us today. Chu Hong nodded cheerfully. Exactly, every young student used to head there to level up. But since their bloodlines weren't pure, most barely scratched the surface, why when I was 30... I reached the 3rd layer, but the dragon's ghost kicked me out once I recovered. My power jumped 15%. The rewards are amazing, though. The trials are a bit spicy. The dragon doesn't play favorites. 50 years ago, an elder became a human popsicle from one breath. Chu Hang added earnestly, you must reach the heart where the dragon's spirit actually dwells. To win him over, show that fiery ancestor spirit. Only then will the dragon acknowledge you. Chu Yi nodded bravely. I'll give it my all. Chu Hong asked, ready to start, no rush, though. A relaxing spot awaits by the terrifying abyss. Chu Yi keeps a low profile, swiping through his shimmering holographic status windows. Status out of juice. All stats zeroed out for 10 days. He's got 3 minutes, 52 seconds left. Time to crunch some numbers. Talk about great timing. The carriage pulled over and he gave a polite wave goodbye. That ice dragon abyss is practically calling my name. Stepping out, the frosty air nipped at his nose. Xiaowen fluttered nearby, timidly asking if she could tag along on his little quest. He shared a kind smile. Just hang tight and believe in me. He traded a knowing look with Ling Fong, who instantly got the hint. Don't sweat it, pal. I have got her back. Ever the gentleman, Chu Yi made sure to thank his dear Uncle Hang properly. Off he goes, on a solo hike, just as a friendly system message pings. Genius talent activated. Divine Grace is topping up those empty stats. Name Chu Yi. Class Divine Arbiter, level 30. Suddenly a sparkling blade manifests right in the palm of his hand. It is the legendary Dawn's Blessing, straight from the heavens above. He takes a firm, polite grip on the ornate hilt. He marches forward, looking absolutely dashing and powerful. Nearby, scaly blue snakes are guarding a frozen block filled with glowing butterflies. These critters are packing some serious steel, and they brought friends. A whole neighborhood of monsters is lurking in the fog. Say hello to the level 25 ice serpentoids. These gold-tier meanies love using frost breath and ganging up on people. Chu Yi does a quick stretch. 10 days off is way too long. My joints are feeling a little rusty this morning. The snakes pounced like they had not eaten in weeks. They hissed quite rudely, flashing their pointy teeth at our well-mannered hero. Chu Yi just chuckled at the display. You fellows are exactly what I needed for a light morning cardio session. In a flash, he zipped through the scaly mob. He moved like a blur, leaving nothing but trails of golden light behind him. The mob got pushy, so he unleashed his best move. Divine Tempest. A giant wind tunnel swept them all up while the ice started to groan, far across the snowy, sparkling wonderland. The level 55 Abyssal Frost Serpent finally woke up. Yikes, a gold-tier boss has entered the chat. It tossed magnetic waves and ice spikes at his spinning tornado. With a polite but firm shout, Chu Yi queued up his finisher. Punishment of light, a holy beam, turned that big monster into dust. Its massive body flopped harmlessly into the soft snow. He did not even look back, strolling away with effortless charm. By sunrise, the clouds parted to reveal a perfectly clear sky. Chu Yi kept walking, admiring the lovely morning scenery. This feels strangely familiar. Then the void beast appeared to explain. That is the frost bloodline talking. Any normal mage would be a popsicle by now. Chu Yi gave a cheerful greeting. Hey there, long time thanks for helping my master fetch me earlier. I really appreciate it. The beast was not feeling chatty. Just stay out of trouble. That is thanks enough considering you still have that 1-year promise to fulfill. Things got a little awkward as they shared a silent stare. Suddenly, a whole pack of monsters ruined their quiet moment together. While they were busy staring, the beast whipped out a major skill. With Void Rend, light beams sliced the entire pack to bits. Realizing the little guy was actually protecting him, Chu Yi smiled. Thanks. The beast just gave him the cold shoulder. They were just small fry. But the real show was starting. The monsters used their bulk to smash the icy ground to pieces. The floor cracked apart, leaving Chu Yi struggling to keep his feet. It looked like a long drop, but he hopped between falling ice chunks like a pro. Thinking fast, Chu Yi took a leap of faith. Beneath the frost, he found a whole army standing at attention with shields and swords. They looked quite serious about their jobs. Chu Yi noticed a skeleton wearing a crown with glowing blue eyes. He was sitting there looking very regal and important. That is definitely the boss, Chu Yi noted, spotting the demon sigil. The last bits of ice landed right in front of the horde. Meet the level 35 legendary Ice Abyss Bone Demons. They specialize in bone spears and making very uncomfortable ice cages. They are the remnants of an ancient demon legion frozen forever after losing a fight to a very grumpy ice dragon. Hearing the commotion, the skeleton leader's eyes flickered blue. Chu Yi brushed himself off and pulled out his favorite tool. Appraisal. A handy little ring appeared to scan the room. The beast whispered, "There are 200,000 of them down here. Charging in now is a terrible idea. We are only on the 2nd floor. Let us play it smart and save energy." The skeletons were poking around until one yelled, "Intruder alert!" Chu Yi just took a deep breath and channeled his power. God's boon and Dawn's blessing. Brilliant holy rays exploded from his very soul. Chu Yi chuckled. The magic here is 10 times stronger than upstairs. This is the perfect spot for a little group burial. He let his power flow, painting the dark sky with golden light. Realizing things were getting hairy, the boss ordered a full-scale attack. The energy swirled into a massive vortex, and a colossal hand reached out. It crashed down, flattening the entire demon squad instantly. Bone warriors charged through the blizzard, but Chu Yi stood his ground with polite determination. Hold it right there. A glowing mana vortex summoned frosty spears to surround the spooky crowd. He gave a polite signal calling for a holy storm. A cheerful gale swept up those icicles. Tiny skeleton tornadoes spun as the wind shredded bones. Their boss roared, "Stop hiding, you little snake. Our clan's spirits are eternal. Why would a little bug like you even bother us?" The skeletons began drumming a rhythmic beat on shields while blue reinforcements lined the high walls. Chu Yi scratched his head watching the undead show and wondering, wait, is this a group hug? Suddenly those bones clicked together to form one giant mega skeleton, an ancient squad sharing mana to revive as one big bony buddy. "How friendly," he whispered. "That's a lot of scrap metal. Are they immortal?" "No system alert yet. Defeating this icy boss means sweet experience points." Suddenly the giant's middle eye began to glow. It boomed, "Gotcha." But Chu Yi stood firm with impressive grit. Bravely drawing his blade, he said, "Tough boss, but..." His sword erupted in brilliant golden light. "In that I'll struggle taking you down." The tower lights shone steady like a summer sun. Tiny skeletons hopped down, playfully fully armored and ready as they tumbled through the air. He swung his sword with polite, serious focus while his big skeleton buddy watched closely. Chu Yi leaped down like a lightning bolt, rushing the giant with a calm, friendly face. He skidded to a stop before the massive eye, lifting his sword as its mouth opened. Ignoring its tricks, Chu Yi leaped to strike, but a strange chill suddenly washed over him. Memories of his past life flooded back, bringing a hint of regret amidst the chaos. People screamed for help as the city fell. He walked numbly until a tall friend arrived. His friend patted his shoulder. Chu Yi turned politely, only to see a boy hit by an arrow. The big man kept shouting as a surprising, colorful swirl appeared before everyone's eyes. "Look, the Demon Clan's magical portal." Bony soldiers with heavy mallets came leaping out. Our gallant warriors didn't flinch, striking heroic poses and cheering with great spirit. "Chu family, advance fight with heart. We can't let these monsters ruin everything." Oops, one hero got bumped by a hammer, but battled on as a blue dragon arrived. He shouted, "Protect Tonlin, our beautiful land, That dragon carried a shiny green treasure. It blasted an emerald beam, restoring peace instantly. Everyone began celebrating the victory. Hooray, Lord Bonefang is amazing. Chuyi watched, feeling quite stunned and puzzled. Wait, did I just respawn in an old war? Bonefang floated gracefully in shimmering light. He peered sternly at the soldiers until flying blades struck him. He roared in